Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice and Dudes. Sorry for a little delay to start the stream, but we have a new setup. Now we can actually see our players. Oh my God, we can see you guys! Oh, it's so great! So now you guys can see all of their funny and quirky and angry expressions that they make whenever I try to make their lives a living hell.
Don't touch me.
Whenever I try to touch them in the no-no spots.
Like
All right. Thank you all very much for joining us. We're brought to you once again, courtesy of Military Gamer Supply, giving us the space and most of the equipment as well as the streaming capability. So very much, we love you, Military Gamer Supply. You complete us. If we were floating on a piece of wood out after the Titanic sank, we would move over and give you a spot on that plank of wood with you, which was more than enough, big enough for 2 people.
Fuck Rose.
Exactly. Rose is a bitch.
Might shove Paul. I'm not sure.
So we're trying a new setup now. If there's any problems or any issues, let us know. We're going to try to have the lights covered up for next time a little bit, just so that way you guys don't have any lights in your face. We're going to have a 4th camera incoming, anytime now pretty much. So that way we will be able to have me on camera the whole time. I will be turning the camera to the table whenever we have the combat, so you guys can actually see the miniatures and everything that's happening in the fight itself. Yep, that one will turn just like that.
Now you completely screwed that up. God,
There you go.
why?
Okay,
Not completely, just mostly.
just like that. So whenever we have that, I'll give you guys a little warning, and then we'll turn it over so that way you guys can see everything. Other than that, Nick, Vince, which one of you wants to do the announcements for Military Gamer Supply?
Go ahead, Nick.
Nick, it is.
When's our tournament?
All right, we got a 40K tournament January 12th. We have Commander going on Wednesday nights now and Friday nights. Modern Standard Friday Night Magic on Fridays. We're going to start doing Modern on Saturdays and Standard on Sundays. DBZ on Sundays as well, the Dragon Ball Z trading game, card game.
Has the guy come by MGS yet to do the Transformers live game for the card game?
Not that I know of.
Not yet. Okay.
Hopefully soon.
We'll talk to him and see if he can get down here and start running some of that. Maybe get some people in here playing some good old-fashioned 1980s Transformer robot card game.
Also, big news for us, we will be running an Age of Sigmar league, like a journeyman's type of league. So you start off low points and then you build your way up. Talk to Ignacio Santana. He's here from 6 to midnight, Monday through Thursday. He's the one running it. He's also the store employee here at the time.
Very nice.
You can always make contact on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or any of the other crap.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's great. I prefer myself some fantasy wargaming as opposed to 40K. So those of you out there who for that too, great way to get into Age of Sigmar, starting off low points and slowly building up. Great way to do that. Dice and Dude still has stuff coming out. I did get a bunch of Christmas presents of the new Mantic crate boxes that came out. I got a whole bunch of those painted up, so that way we can see. I'll be using a lot of those tonight, as well as our resident sorcerer, who decided he wants to try to be in the Jurassic Park. We went ahead and we got him one of those.
I am not the sorcerer. I am a priest.
I'm sorry, the priest. The priest of the
He's
line.
a holy man.
So when he transforms into a T-Rex, he has his T-Rex figure now painted and ready to go for the table. That's it for my announcements. Any other announcements from Military Gamer Supply? Any personal question or anything anybody wants to talk about? Maybe declare if you're an alcoholic or not? Anything like that? No?
Alcoholic?
Alcoholic? Okay, so we got
You're
one
drunk.
alcoholic.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
drunk.
Alcoholics are quitters. You're drunk. Yeah.
No quitting here.
Social drinker.
Social.
I am still using my Viking
Very
cup,
social.
courtesy from my sister Kim, my brother-in-law James, and their children, whose names I forget.
Wow.
I'm going to go
still
addicted to RPGs and tabletop gaming.
yeah.
Sad but true.
Yeah, true. A couple of points of order real quick before we get started. I finally got off my ass and got the calendar set up for this game, for this world. You guys are currently on the 14th day of Zoran tier. Okay, Zoran tier is actually the first month of the year. So you guys are now sitting in 999 YK. So the next year marks the year 1000 since the founding of the Kingdom of Gallifrey. So we have that. I have a whole bunch of holidays that I got off of fan fiction and things like that for Eberron and Keith Baker stuff, as well as some of my own stuff that's been created.
Very meta.
I predate the kingdom of the Galfar. Woo!
Other points of order. I think that's actually it. I think we're pretty good. And so I think we're going to go ahead and get ourselves ready to jump on in. Get ourselves ready to jump on in to tonight's episode of Dice and Dudes. Last time,
I know, right?
you all within the Towering Wood had an encounter with a Sakura Quadi, which had devastated most of the gatekeepers, pretty much all the gatekeepers, save for Thraka and Perry, that call Camp Leonar their home. Surviving the attack, the only two people who were actually present were Valis, our resident wizard, and Marketov, our rogue from Barovia. Surviving the attack, they managed to run into the group as the rest of the group headed south towards Greenheart to seek counsel with Oleon, the oldest living creature in all of Corvair, an awakened tree that sits at the center of Greenheart. After coming into contact with Valis and Mark, they were attacked by their pursuers, dispatching them fairly easily, one with a very lucky crit from Perry into a Mind Flayer's stomach that made it just go nope and bounce out. The rest of the fight went fairly well. You all continue to travel south and hit Greenheart. Made your way inside and discovered that tomorrow the Midwinter Festival, known as Midwinter Nights, is taking place. A large influx of population has hit Greenheart, which is not a typical city that you would normally run into, but the population has swelled. You all met with a man by the name of Kana, the squad leader of the Wardens of the Wood that accosted you before entering Greenheart. After speaking with you all and getting to know some of you and getting some of you rubbing him the wrong way, some of you rubbing him the proper way, though that sounds dirty, it's not meant that way. He told you all to find his wife, Jilly, who would offer you all a few rooms that you all could stay in, as he happens to live in a fairly large house, though he says to be respectful to his wife, and he finds out if any of you try to do anything lurid with her, then he would track you down and kill you.
He stated rather explicitly that he would come to.
Kana.
I'm watching you, fucker.
Also told to find Gorinth Vaikana, that is the Wardens of the Wood leader. Also, the Cleric of Boldrai, Basha, was sought out by Arnos, Valis, and Mark, trying to get the nerves in Marketov's arm regenerated, so that way he can reuse his left arm, as his left arm is currently completely useless. He is essentially a one-armed character right now. And Valis, who managed to rescue 2 of his missing 3 digits, wanted to get those regrown back onto his body. They now know what things they need in order to pick that up and get that done. They've already paid for it. They simply have to get holy water that's been blessed, as well as a healing wheel that has been whittled for them out of a special wood. Not going to be able to find that here, so that's going to be a bit of a quest later on. Our last thing I will go over is Rotmir had received a message last episode from his family by the House Civis couriers. A message within his mind from a sending spell, telling him that he needed to make his way home with all haste, securing a deal with either Valis or Flynn up to them. One would attempt to teleport him to his home, so he would not have to simply leave, then get on horseback and make the month-long ride across the continent to try to get home. So instead, he is staying and going to fight with the group and continue as an old enemy, Nyapkis, not only freed the Sakura Quadi, but also now has the second piece of 3 of the doorway that you all are going to use to force your way back into Barovia. So now we're coming back in with you all having entered Greenheart. We have already secured what's happening between Valis and Arnos. So at this point, Thraka and Rotmir had decided that they needed a drink and went to find the closest tapery to get themselves something to drink, while our resident priest Flynn and Triswin, as well as Perry, went to find Gorinth to have a talk with him and see what they could do with the following situation. Sorry for that, kind of joining on, but we did have a couple of players that weren't here, so I wanted to make sure that they got caught up. So, what are you all doing?
Making our way to Gorinth.
Just getting hammered.
So you two are looking for. Okay, so now that you two are here, this is not a typical city. This entire village, it's more of a very large village as opposed to a city. And this village has been built among the trees, not from the trees. There are trees everywhere still. A lot of houses have been built up and around trees themselves. Some of them have even been built up into the trees. There is a very large community that exists 150 feet above your all's heads in some of the strongest, thickest oak trees that are in this forest. You have to the south of you all right now a tree that is 200 feet in diameter and goes so far up into the canopy that it disappears from view. You know that that is Olean and that you can see him from outside of the forest. Just the tip. And only for a second. You've been to Greenheart several times. You've never stayed too awful long. This isn't your kind of civilization. You know, you've always had the duty that you had to fulfill with the gatekeepers. But you've been here enough to know there are no inns, there's no boarding houses, there's no hostels, anything like that. So if you wish to have a roof over your head, you have to find people who are going to take you in. The good news is that you know that most of the people who live here live in houses with extra rooms, as it's a very welcoming community here in Greenheart, and them welcoming strangers into their home is as much a boon to themselves as it is to the stranger that they welcome in. So lots of houses have extra rooms specifically for that, but it also means that you guys probably won't be able to collect into a single building. The lot of you. I mean, there are at this point 8 of you with Markotov here. So finding a single place to stay not really going to help. You know, you love the Midwinter Nights Festival, as you know that there is booze aplenty, and booze from quite far away. Some from all the way from the Moor Holes bring some ale here. You get Angarian wine. You get some grog from the Shadow Marches made by the orcs there. You get quite a bit in here. And there is quite a few different disparate races now taking refuge within Greenheart. So the two of you, I would like you both, since you're looking for a tap house, go ahead and roll me a investigation please.
Oh, nice. -1. 5.
Investigation. Oh, cool. +5. Oh, negative natural 1, so I don't find shit.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
a good way to start the night.
As you guys are still kind of road weary from the travels that you all got here, but after moving around for a little while, you guys happen to see the first place where you see booze, and it is basically just an outdoor setup. You have a 3-story house that looks like it's literally just somebody's house. Someone has pulled a wagon up to it that's just near it and has unloaded several bottles or several barrels of mead and ale and wine that is just, they've kind of pushed up against the house. The owner of the house has apparently just brought out a few tables outside, set them up on the outside instead of a makeshift bar. There's a scattering of mismatched tables, round tables, some family style benches set up, some smaller tables that look like people have brought them out, and there is quite a few people out there that are now sitting down and drinking and having themselves a fairly good old time. At this point, it's just past 2 o'clock when you all have arrived.
What do you say? Get a flagon while we walk, find something indoors?
Ah, fuck it. We're in the land of the druids. Might as well be outside.
Okay, I walk right up to the bartender slash cart tender.
You see there is a rather robust-looking woman. She's about close to 6 feet tall, fairly thick. She's got arms that looks like she's worked her whole life. Probably a lot of carpentry, lots of moving lumber and things around. She seems of good stock.
Okay.
And she is filling up various cups and passing them out. People aren't getting too rowdy yet, but there's a bit of drinking going on and murmuring. You can definitely see that there are road-weary travelers here that are gathered around this little outdoor area. It is still very lightly sprinkling as well. No, but the rain seems to bother no one here,
Okay, so I.
despite the fact it's 25 degrees.
At the same time, I'm grabbing my coin purse. I ask her, "What's the top shelf here?"
Oh, well, what you looking for? We got a barrel of mead, we got the barrel of Morhol's ale, we got a barrel of some other dwarven ale, we got another barrel of some
Can I
unburied
look
wine.
at the barrels and see what's?
Yeah,
Is there a marking?
There's branding in this one. Go ahead and just roll me a dwarf check.
A dwarf check.
Go ahead and add your wisdom to it.
Wisdom.
It's racist assuming that he's a dwarf.
I did assume his race.
You assumed his race, man.
16.
16.
Just because you identify as a
you
T-Rex.
I do identify as a
you
T-Rex.
notice both markings. One of these is referred to as the Stoneman Ale. It is has a kind of a bitter aftertaste to it, but it is very strong, very potent. The other one is known as the Ram's Horn.
Okay.
Now the Ram's Horn is more up your alley when it comes to booze. It's much smoother, it's full-bodied, it hits you right at the back of the throat. It doesn't get you drunk nearly as fast as the Stoneman's, but the Ram's Horn, it's a good brew. And then the mead, you have no idea.
I'll have one of each, and he'll have whatever he wants.
2 of each.
2 of each. All right. So for 2 for each, if it's going to be just that, that'll be a single gold piece, please, for the lot.
Here's the gold piece for the liquor, and here's another gold piece for your time.
Oh, well, I thank you very much. And she takes the gold up, and she drops them in her bodice. Thank you very much. And you now hear her as she's moving around. She's jingling as she moves. And she fills you up with some flagons of ale and hands you your 4, hands you your 2.
Is it like a mead horn and 2 flagons?
Oh no. For these, it's just cups. You see that she has horns set up specifically for the mead itself.
Okay.
So you can pretty much tell if people are drinking wine, they got the smallest cup. If they're drinking mead, they got the horn. And if they're drinking ale, they got the cups. And I mean, these are cups. These are flagons of ale.
It matters not to me because I'm alternating like 1 of each with my special cup that I got from him.
Yeah, he's over here drinking like I detect like hints of oak and there's a bit of nuttiness, and you hear just like
yeah. So like drunk, not drunk, drunk, not drunk, drunk, not drunk. It helps me prolong.
In the middle of it, I'll order a mead.
Okay. The mead is much sweeter than what you would typically partake of when it comes to booze. But after you finish that one, it's a lot of the sweetness has gone away, and it feels like it is delicious.
Okay.
It is delicious.
Constitution check?
No, not yet. But you guys do notice that you are both getting a lot of looks. And at the table that you guys sit at and start drinking at, there's 2 other people there drinking. After a minute, they get up and they move to a different table.
Like, we're like pariah?
You notice there's a fairly noticeable ring of people not around you all.
I just shrug and drink.
Okay. You just drink it?
Just because they're a bitch on me, I'm gonna stop drinking.
Okay.
I keep drinking.
Both of you, real quick, roll me an intelligence check.
Oh
Minus
fuck.
1.
Or actually, just a perception check. Actually.
Okay, percent. Thank
Oh,
God.
+6.
It's like, oh, he fucked me.
10.
10 is good enough.
Oh my
10.
God,
That is,
20.
you guys start to realize, like, now that you're sitting down and you're drinking and you're just kind of slowly relaxing, it has been over a week, close to 10 days now, that you all have been traveling within the Towering Wood
Oh God,
and
I smell
sweating and stinking.
Oh.
You haven't removed your armor in that entire time, neither have you. So you both realize that you reek to high heaven.
I throw my
Yeah,
head
Brock
back.
cares not because he's used to stinking in the woods.
Oh no, this is a repugnant funk that even you're like, one of the gentlemen that moved away from you is indeed a full-blooded orc, and if a full-blooded orc thinks you stink, it's gotten pretty bad. It has gotten pretty bad.
I have
throw
my
my
brain
head
sucked
back.
out.
All right, well, while you guys,
so you have that corpse
While
you
you
smell,
guys are
too.
realizing
Oh my
that,
God.
the three of you, Perry, Triswin, and Flynn, I'd like you guys to go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Remember, I don't have a corpse you smell because my brains and everything regenerated and they got to watch it through the hole where the hole sealed up.
That doesn't mean you weren't a corpse for long enough.
6.
18.
Okay,
I handle it.
you know this area pretty well, so everyone kind of looks the same. Everyone looks like they're kind of dressed the same, but you're able to pick out who's actually a member of the Wardens of the Wood pretty easily. They carry themselves a little bit different. They all seem to have that kind of 1,000-yard stare. So you're able to pick out one of them very quickly, and you're looking for Gordon. If you want to hit, if you need to get to him, I think he'd still be at the main command center. It's going to be about 100 feet away from Olean's 3. Building with a red thatched roof. You can't miss it.
Hey, thank you.
No problem. Just don't start no trouble. Let's keep those weapons in their sheaths, yeah?
That's right.
But, can I see that thing?
A rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, you like this one, eh? Pop the shells out.
Careful, that one's liable to blow up in your face.
John comes over, looks at it. This is a right priest of engineering here. Where'd you get it?
I used it in the war.
Oh.
Don't
Well.
worry. It only explodes when you actually try to use it.
Well, I've heard the firearms every once in a while have that capacity, and he pulls out a 2-barreled pistol that he has. Looks like though yours uses cartridges, his looks like he uses powder and shot. It's like every once in a while I have a problem with this one too. And he puts it back in his
Where'd you get that one?
Oh, that one? There's this crazy gnome feller. He was going around selling them. Nice man, but I'm sorry, nice woman, but she's a bit on the strange side. She talked really fast, and it was pretty hard to understand most of what she said. I basically had to talk to the Warforged that she had with her. It's strange that the Warforged was more level-headed than the gnome was.
What?
Did she ask for strange payments as well?
No, she asked for money.
Oh, okay. I guess it was just that one gnome.
Yeah, well, gnomes are weird fellas. As long as you're not in Zalargo, they're right nice people. But once you get in there, I'm sorry, I'm taking up all of your time. I don't mean to do that. But good to meet you. My name's Vicus.
Lucas! Perry!
Perry. Good to meet you, Perry. Good to meet you. Good to meet you, sir. And
Yeah, I am Flynn.
good to meet you, Flynn. Seems like
Humble priest of Alandra.
And he reaches for your hand as well, Tristan. So enjoy your stay. Are you all going to be staying in town for tomorrow?
Aye, we will.
Oh, good. Once the sun goes down tomorrow, the real party starts. Y'all look like you've been on the road for a while. Look, you've seen some.
We could
See
use
some,
a party.
Maybe a shower, a nice warm bed, and get you a nice party tomorrow. Yeah?
I look immaculate, thank you very much.
Yes, you do. And you smell like faintly of roses.
You know,
Lilies,
please.
Of lilies, yeah. Sorry, lilies.
That does sound good. Do you know where I could find one of those in town?
For a bath, I mean, there's plenty of places that actually have the capability to do that. I know the Gilded Cup, it's not much of a bar per se, more of an outdoor venue. You can head over there. Jilly, she's a nice woman, a bit buxom. Be careful. Keep your hands to yourself. She doesn't appreciate. He kind of rubs his face a little bit. You know, doesn't take kindly to any kind of comments or passes that way. But I definitely check out the Gilded Cup.
Oh,
She
thank
may-
you.
And she may have a room or two for you. But she's touched, as they say, and it's one of the few places to get the nice hot bath.
Yeah.
So stay in her good graces if you want one of those.
Yeah. I'll keep the flirt until afterwards.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So
What?
Keep your zombie penis away from people. God damn.
he goes back to doing whatever to his patrol basically. There's not you guys notice, and you know this exclusively. There's not much in the way of like roving patrols of guards here within Greenheart. Almost everyone in the city is ready to be part of the standing militia, so most problems are taken care of amongst themselves.
You're just going to
The
disappear.
use of weapons is seen with a very dim view, but if two people have to get into a bit of a scuffle, as long as no one dies, law kind of looks the other direction. Now, destruction of property is another thing. Theft is really, really viewed poorly here, especially with how open they are with everything that they have. And murder, this is like the Texas of Corvair. You kill them, they will kill you back.
Twice.
They will resurrect you and kill you again.
You all have a direction to Gordon.
I head over there with a bit of haste.
You all can very, very quickly make your way there. The people are still milling about. You still hear lots and lots of chatter. Merchants that have just moved in are setting up stalls and are beginning to hawk their wares. And a lot of people are moving about the streets and getting ready. And you can see that there's definitely set up for some kind of very big celebration. You see some 25-foot long tables that are being cleaned off and lacquered up and getting ready for the next day. That looks like they've just been either recently built or they've been stored for a year and are being brought out now. But you all can very easily find the building that they're speaking of. Very prominently, the door itself, on the door itself, has the Wardens of the Wood insignia carved into the door itself.
Look, this hovel is nicer than the other hovels. This must be the grand and mighty command center of the Wardens of the Wood.
I believe it is. They like to keep things humble.
Yeah, I can hear the banjo music from here.
You know, you should watch your backside.
I didn't think you
That's
looked
what
that
he was
kind of
implying.
thing. Oh, I'm quite afraid of you now.
Bang, 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 bang.
Maybe
Oi!
Maybe for once they'll get them to shut up.
Not likely.
Hitting them from the back ain't how to do it.
So what do I do?
Open the door to go in.
You open the door. This is probably at one point was just a residence. You open it up and it basically opens up to what would be like a family's living room. Very simple setup. You do see that there is now a desk that has been placed there. Sitting behind the desk is a balding man with a very weathered beard. Looks like he's been growing it for probably the better part of the last half of his life. Though doesn't seem like he takes too much care of it. As you can see, some sections look like they're much shorter than others. It is completely gray. There's no other color within it. Even his eyebrows now have turned completely gray. He doesn't even look up from his desk as you all step in. He's scribbling on a sheet of paper, and he has unfurled papers next to him on his other side. As you all walk in, he goes, "Boy, yes."
I have news of the gatekeeper camp to the north.
He stops for a moment, looks up over at you.
I think Gorth would want to know.
I would like to know.
Pretty much you're looking at the last of them.
Oh, we've heard that. And he takes a very folded, crumpled piece of paper that looks like it's been folded and unfolded. He picks it up and looks at it. Did Leighton make it?
Unfortunately, no. It looked like he was tortured pretty bad, but it looks as though he took his secrets to the grave.
He was a good man.
He was.
I'll raise a glass to him tonight. So, what did it? Is it this?
Was it Sakori? Sakori?
Sakuraquati.
Sakuraquati.
Is the appropriate term for the creature.
Aquati.
He knows more about that
That's
creature.
Sakurakwati, one of the lieutenants of Zao.
Oh, good lord.
Nyabsha, a rather
How?
annoyingly persistent creature.
How did that creature enter our world when that is supposed to be impossible? That's what the sealers are for.
Yeah, but Nyabsha, a persistently annoying, chaotic being. I don't know, we killed him 2 or 3 times at this point. He keeps coming back. Anyway, he broke the seal and released it. So this time I hope to arrange for his permanent demise.
Well, these are very dark tidings you all bring me.
He's looking for the observatory to find other seals that he needs to break.
We
Which
must
is why
speak to the
we're
giant tree.
actually here.
Oh, you wish to have audience with Olian.
If it is possible.
Yeah.
If you all would agree to submit to questioning for the moment.
Of course.
Do you agree?
I figured you'd need to at least debrief us about what happened.
You may ask whatever you wish.
He closes his eyes for a second, mumbles words. You recognize it as a prayer, though it is to the god of nature, not to. But you recognize it as a prayer, and you all can either roll a charisma saving throw or choose to fail that charisma saving throw.
I'm fine. You guys.
No, you can choose to do it too.
I know what it is.
Do I know the nature of the saving throw?
I know what
Or
it is.
what
Does a 30 pass?
what the fail would be?
Yes. So you decide to pass. So you decide to roll.
Well, I don't decide to pass, I decide to roll.
Okay, so you decide to roll.
I choose to fail.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So you're rolling or you?
No, I'm not rolling.
Okay.
She's failing.
So
So I
you
know what it is?
recognize the effect.
Yeah.
At this
So
point, he
true.
turns his attention away from you and speaks to you two. Now, without the ability to lie, and when he does that, you all can see this is a human, and you can see just under his left sleeve, you see a soft, glowing hue that begins to subside, and you recognize that something similar would happen whenever Rotmir would use his
Or father.
mark.
Or
Well, your father didn't have the mark, but your
brother.
your eldest brother has the mark.
Yeah.
Whenever they would use it, that same glow would happen. And you all both know that you're now under the effects of a zone of truth.
Yeah. I use it too, so
You-
I know.
Yes, you've used it before as well.
I like to use it. It's very nice.
Did you destroy the seal?
No.
Did not.
Did you bring the creature forth on purpose in order to destroy the gatekeepers?
No.
No, it did not.
You have nefarious intentions, the Olian.
No.
No.
Will you use that knowledge to do anything against the wardens of the wood of the gatekeepers?
No.
No.
I don't lie anyway, so this isn't
Yeah,
truly
she's a
pointless.
paladin.
Some paladins lie. I choose not
Her
to.
vows prevent her from doing that. And I am a priest of a longer. I feel vaguely offended that you would think I would lie to you.
I think everyone would lie to me, so it's not exclusive to you.
Well, your caution is admirable, but lamented.
Well, these are the times to be cautious. But I believe that each of you has at least the best interest in heart, and if what you say is true, that Leighton is dead and the Gatekeeper Enclave is destroyed,
Decimated.
that
It was the very last
Alleviated.
man, except for 2 of our companions who escaped.
the Gatekeepers as allies have been decimated. We don't know why they were specifically targeted, but it makes sense if they're destroying seals, and you said this quarry came from a seal itself, so that
Yeah.
cannot be a seal created by the gatekeepers.
Aye.
It
You're
was
right.
in a goblin tomb.
There's a few.
Golden tomb.
Or
Yes.
2.
Or no. They
No,
were
the
goblin.
hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Oh yes.
Sorry. The hobgoblin tomb
There is
underneath.
there is a few of the seals that were underneath the gatekeeper's watch that were not created by them. We've come to find out about this.
There are several false seals.
Or that would be why you say he's looking for the observatory?
Yes.
Aye.
Or that would be why he's looking for the observatory.
We
And why
require
you would need to find the
keys.
observatory.
He actually possesses one of them that we need in order.
Not exactly keys, they're pieces to a
It's a piece to a key,
doorway.
but we need it to help bring people who were separated from this realm back over. And to prevent them from bringing forth.
I'll kill them.
Uh,
Whichever happens
you-
first.
No, we're saving them.
Sounds like you are on quite a quest.
It is.
Perhaps you've heard of us. We are the Knights of Fate.
That was my next question.
Yes, we are the Knights of Fate.
He loves to talk about that.
Yes, I have to
know
wear a
most
hat
of these
that
stories are
disguises my
bullshit,
appearance.
but I've heard from at least Leighton had sent word that you all were at least on the up and up, at least trying to do your best in order to protect innocent and prevent the cities from being destroyed.
Well, perhaps you name the story and I tell you if it's bullshit or not.
Perhaps another time. Maybe if you decide to get a pint tomorrow, then maybe then we'll be able to do it.
So it will be a glass or two raised.
One of the festivities of the Midwinter Festival is chosen few get to have a short audience with Oli. You must understand that he speaks strangely, sometimes in riddles, sometimes he won't answer questions, sometimes he says too much, sometimes the questions asked are not the ones that he answers. But if you wish to have a meeting with him, then he will be awoken tomorrow at midnight, and you may then ask your questions. I will make sure that you are among the group of people that is able to have a short conference with him.
This is
Much
a great
appreciated.
gift.
Thank you very much for that honor.
Yeah.
It is not something bestowed lightly. Ask him your questions. I hope that he can help you, especially since it seems as if you do have our best interest at heart.
You know, we tried to save the plane of existence from a vampire lord, but it's a small thing.
He
Small
can be
thing.
redeemed.
Yeah, after we burn him to a cinder.
Details,
I
details. We'll
have
do it later.
much in the way of paperwork to do and other things to prepare for the festival itself. But if you all, I will submit the request and I will have you all here. If you can return here by no later than 10 p.m. tomorrow. If you
Thank
meet me here, then I will escort you all over to Olean.
Yeah, important safety tip. And not get drunk tomorrow.
No, don't get drunk enough that you can't ask the questions.
And if you need any more information about what's going on up there,
If you'd
I'll
like
be
to-
available.
If you'd like to stay back for a minute and fill me in on some details.
Well, you're aware of anything more than I was about all that.
You were unconscious at that point when it came through.
About that, he
Well,
breaks
I'm
the
more
seal.
interested in the attack on the gatekeepers.
They
Can we
completely.
refortify the camp? Is there any chances of any other survivors that made it out?
There might be a few survivors. Two of our party managed to make it out who were there. So it's possible.
It was very hard to get an accurate count of the corpses because the pieces were not together.
That is what the Quadi will do. They are
And
violent, vicious creatures.
The camp itself at the moment is not.
the fortifications are extremely.
These are
destroyed.
entire. At this point, the entirety of the Towering Wood has been emptied of gatekeeper presence, and that is not something that we can do for.
It's not, but there still is a presence up there that invades the mind, and so it may be wise to stay away from for a little while until.
If you all wish to head further north, if you head back, then I would ask that you escort a few of my own people there that may be able to refortify the camp, maybe give the bodies a proper burial at the very least. I will send some of you my most
Suicidal?
stout, well, I would say stout-hearted or strong-willed. No, you will. I will have you escort a few veterans up there if you would be. So if that lies within your path, that the line.
I believe it
Napoleon
does.
lays before you.
Well, if a underbreath system, they may survive.
So if you may stay back, I appreciate the two of you. There is quite a bit of festivities going on, and there's quite a few merchants and other things happening within the town. You can listen to some music, have yourselves a nice hot meal, maybe get some rest in a nice feather bed for a change.
Yes, this would be nice. I haven't seen my bed in at least a week. It's upset.
I'll meet you guys back at. What was the name of that place? That.
With the
What
hot
place?
baths.
Yeah,
The
I know
Golden
it.
Cup.
the Gilded Cup.
Oh, it's a place with the lady with the anger issues and the big boobs.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'll meet you back there when I'm done.
He's Japanese now.
It
Hi.
was
Oh,
extraordinary.
and I'm sorry, and I misspoke. It is Grizza who's the owner of the Gilded Cup, not Jilly.
Grizzard.
Grizza.
So
Man,
it
he's
was
not
part of
plugging
the
his own place at
description.
all,
She is
is he?
very large and very angry. She does not like the comments on the large.
Then don't make a comment about the
I
large.
wasn't planning to, but we have him.
Huh. You and her should have something in common.
Isn't
Well,
Grizzle the plant
Harry,
guy?
you're able to stay back with him, and he asks you more militarily and much more pointed
Tactically.
questions, much more tactically, trying to get as much information, especially since you were the one who helped clean up Leighton's body, what other information was taken, any such things that you have, any missives that you know about. He just grills you on that, and the entire time that zone of truth stays up. So. You can't lie at this point because you did submit to it, but he'll ask you.
Wasn't intended on it.
You also know, those of you who are rangers or druids, you guys know well, right now within Midsummer, within Greenheart, close to this grove, all of your spells durations are 1 higher. So anything that lasts a minute, lasts 10, anything that lasts 10, lasts an hour, anything that lasts an
That's
hour,
nice.
lasts 8, anything that lasts 8, lasts 24. But that is
I can't
just
concentrate for that long.
around Oli. That is anyone near Olian that uses nature-based magic, that is extended.
And what about his cloak?
Oh, well, it's basically the same. His cloak is basically the same creative effect. When you're near a manifest zone of that particular type of magic, that's the same effect that his cloak is under. His cloak is a manifest version of that.
It's the same thing, but it's magic, or
Yeah.
nature magic specific only. So it does nothing for me.
Oh,
Yeah, it does nothing. Now, if he had nature magic and he was wearing that, then it would be doubled twice.
So I could be a T-Rex for a full day.
Yeah.
Please
That
don't
wouldn't be
a T-Rex.
ridiculous at all.
Well, in like a 200-foot radius around Olean.
If you were the caster equivalent, yeah, you'd be able to turn into a T-Rex anyways, and be able to keep your faculties.
So about a third of Greenheart lies within that area, and the Gilded Cup is within that area.
Well,
So now with you sticking around, he keeps you there, probably right until nightfall. He will. It is a very thorough question.
Barrow.
The two of you, as you all leave,
Sending stone. We like Rotmere.
Greenheart is far less than a mile.
Rotmere, a brother of mine. We are going to the Gilded Cup for hot baths. I suggest you both meet us there, since if we're stinky,
I look
assume-
at. Is there any sign above the?
Nope.
No. As I'm hearing that, I walk up to the bar.
Okay, now that you stand up, I'd like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
and back down.
Wow.
15. 15. You stand up and you teeter for just a second. Grab it. You're gonna have to grab a hold of the table. That meat is strong. It's good stuff, but it is strong.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do like a Jack Sparrow to the cart.
Okay. So the cart. There's no one around the cart at this point. The cart itself looks like it's been trussed up and locked up. Looks like most of the stuff has already been removed from it.
So where's the pretty lady?
She is in a makeshift bar right next to her. Right outside the house.
Yeah, the barkeep.
Yes.
I go to that.
I wouldn't say she's pretty per se. I'd say she's
Stout.
yes.
At the moment, with how
I'm a
drunk he
dwarf.
is,
Well, yeah, she's more of
She's
your
pretty.
alley, except you're not sure about the size because she's close to 6 feet tall.
She's a brick
But I'm like
Yes.
5'2".
Yes.
house.
hey, this
So
was
I go up to her and I'm like,
letting it all hang out.
excuse me, it's been brought to my attention that me and my companion have a certain aroma.
That you do.
Do you know of anywhere we can bathe?
She leans close and she grabs your beard gently and like kind of pulls you just a little bit closer to her. And she goes, "If you ask me real nice, I can get you a nice hot bath set."
Pretty please, can you get us a nice hot bath set up?
I have a specialty room set up just for that.
And then, she's got my beard, and right from under my beard, a platinum piece.
She looks at the platinum piece and, well, it's 2 silvers for a bath.
Oh, Sorry.
But no,
Same color.
she like she grabs it and like, is it just for you? We don't have any kind of special services, love. I'm sorry.
I motioned to Throck also.
With you could definitely use one as well. Well, both of you follow me. Welcome.
I wave.
Welcome to the Gilded Cup. I'm Griza, and it is very nice to make your acquaintance. Come, love, follow me.
I put my
She
hand
waves
up,
over to you.
and I said,
You stand up. Because you've ingested roughly half of alcohol,
because my
of the
special
cup,
cup of awesomeness,
which is
right.
you're drinking lukewarm ale, and then the ice cold ale, and the ice cold ale is just not. It's sad that that's the one that can't get you drunk, kind of. But you can get up, you can follow him inside. You walk into this building. It is a 3-story building. The first floor, it is a stone floor. She takes you off to the side where there is still windows to the outside, actual glass windows. You can see that in the
"This is going to be a problem."
in the terracotta walls, there have been, for you as big as you are, you would still be like this. I mean, you could fully immerse. And each one of them has steaming hot water rising from it. 2 of the 3 do. She approaches the 3rd one, she closes her eyes, places her hand on the copper tub, and you see... Actually, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
+6.
Hopefully nobody's looking up the windows. 'Cause
20.
big old
Not natural.
You see something that the way you were raised and the family that you're from would be abhorrent if any of them saw.
Oh, that's why.
The mark upon her arm that you thought was maybe just a tattoo of spiraling, almost like a tribal tattoo, but that extends, looks like from her shoulder all the way down to the tips of her fingers, glows a dark scarlet red. When she touches the copper tub, the water immediately begins to heat up, and you can see steam after a few seconds rise from the water.
So
She reopens her eyes, and the mark dulls back to just looking at this point now, just almost like a scar.
So I need to understand this. Are we talking about an
Aberrant.
aberrant?
It is definitely not a typical dragon mark like what you've seen.
Okay. I'll very politely say, thank you very much, Riza.
Oh, of course, love. You all enjoy yourselves. Don't be too shy around here. We do have people come through. I'll bring you guys some towels here in about 10 minutes. And she walks out of the room, and you guys realize there's no door. It's just an opening from here into the living room of the kitchen and then out the door.
This is going to be very... I'm going to have to do a very, very concealing bathing shirt.
Oh, you
just-
are. Oh, no, you are.
You just see Throck's
Well, he does not.
You see Throck's plate in his
Just-
hand, just like Bruce Almighty, just like.
You start disrobing. You start doing the same, and you see something that is incredibly alarming.
Okay.
Fuck.
You've been in your armor and moving around for 10 days, and traveling after that. You wear high-necked, undershirt. You wear your plate to cover you up. As you begin to peel this stuff off you from the sweat and the grime, the blood, and your armor has been dented to all hell and needs some serious love from you getting hit with the concussion from the portal as it opened. You hit the wall going 50 miles an hour, which sent you into unconsciousness, nearly killed you, and fucked your armor up something fierce. So it definitely needs some love. So it takes even Throck to have to help you to get out of it. In some areas, as it's contorted pretty badly.
So the helmet's bent onto my head?
Oh, well, the helmet not so much, but like you hit mainly on your back, and your pauldrons, especially your left pauldron, like form to your arm, and you're having to bend it to get it off of your body. Same thing with the back plate, just crumpled inward. It was pretty bad. As you help him kind of get out of some of the armor is you find it, you can't do it yourself. As you get out, you see on your shoulder, it extends from your neck, from your chest, across your back, down your stomach, and just a little bit on your arm. When you pull the pauldron off, you can see those swirling lines. Normally a vibrant blue and violet. It's a dark purple.
Okay.
Oh.
So my dragon mark has changed.
It doesn't look like it's grown. When you've had the mark change before, it's been a painful process, and you can feel it snaking its way across your skin.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't that. Something happened. This is different. And your mark has changed color.
Okay.
And not like hers was. Hers was like a crimson, almost looked like scar tissue. You've heard of aberrant marks before, and that was definitely an aberrant mark. This doesn't seem like that. This seems like something else.
So from my back, it's migrated over to the.
You know, but it's still, you still have parts in your back. The
Yeah.
parts you have here are different. I mean, you can't really see your back too well, but if you show him, he can. Do you show him or not? He sees that.
Well, he wasn't a member of the party when I.
No.
So I'm gonna try to keep it from him.
Yeah, do me a favor. Roll me a perception check, please.
12.
Well, he has a cool tattoo. You don't see much of it, but it's a cool looking tattoo.
I'm too busy washing my dong and butt and everything
Yeah,
else.
I mean, you're
It's
that
like-
water. You get out of that water, and it is filthy, filthy water by the time you're done. Same thing with you. You can get into the water, and that plays on your mind a bit, is knowing that something's different. Something's very different with it. You haven't attempted to. You haven't called upon the mark in a while.
Is this accompanied by an increase in agitation? Do I get more angry more quickly? Do I?
That depends.
Give it to him straight, Doc.
You
Is it accompanied with a mood change?
you haven't really been able to have. You haven't had time to really be able to reflect on a mood. You've been physically active for the last 10 days, just moving and moving and moving, especially the last few days where you were literally running for your life from the Sequoia after, nearly dying in the fight. And then the travel south, and then meeting Valis and Mark. And so much stuff has happened. You're definitely feeling, especially after getting that message, you are not in your right headspace. There's definitely something there.
Okay.
At this point, real quick, we're gonna pass out some pizza because I am starving.
Yeah, pizza.
Sorry, we ordered it like
An hour ago.
at 5:50
You
and
came
it didn't
late.
get
You
here
already
until
ordered at
after
5.
7. Yeah,
We were
it's
at
3 hours
it's bad. So
What was the
So,
name of the old man that told me to go get
if I-
wine
if I-
from
if I
the
got-
Gilded Cup? Was
uh,
he Grizzly?
Gorinth?
no. The old man that told you that his name was
Hang on.
Blithel.
Because you said, I'm pretty sure you said Grizzly.
Oh no,
No.
Grizz is the owner of the Gilded Cup. His name is Blithel. I got all my notes here.
Okay.
Okay.
Gruda sent us.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, it was
And it's a
Grizzly.
human female, right?
Well, Grizza's the owner. Blitha sent
Blitha.
us. Yeah.
Blitha,
Talk to
okay.
Grizza.
I figured out my notes on this thing.
It's a good thing. I
So
didn't
pass
get
out
a
some
good-
pizza. Who's got the pizza?
Pizza!
I'm hungry.
There.
It's a good
Pass
thing
out
I
some
didn't
pizza.
get a good perception
We have a plate?
check because
I'm
I
kinda
saw that
tethered
and I had to
in
give
right
my eyes
here.
over like, it's a Puma!
Do we still have those plates somewhere?
Huh?
Do we still have those plates around?
I don't think
The
so.
ones from the other day, those were from my,
your Papa John's?
Yeah, no.
Okay. I'll just pass it around. I just want to get at least one piece of pizza in these guys. So
Okay.
bear with me for
Yeah.
just a minute. I just need some foods and.
Here you go, dude.
You want to pause the stream?
Nah.
Call him anyone?
I'm just gonna get a couple
just
of
now
bites
know.
in me, and then we'll keep on.
For him.
I don't know. You haven't called?
You want one, Paul?
Sure.
Kyle, do you want one?
I'm good. I'm not actually full.
You want one? Okay.
Yep.
Come here, you. He's a growing boy woman.
You?
My
So-
God.
Sure.
So at this point,
Thank you.
Arnos and Valis, you all have
One or two of them.
left Mark.
I'll eat too.
in the loving care of Basha, so that way she can at least alleviate some of his pain. What are the two of you doing?
Just for starters, we're hunting down the others.
Yeah. This is it's like a big village. The sending stones that you all possess cover about a mile in distance, and you can get a general idea of how many, or the direction of the other sending stones. You can easily use those to find out where they are. They've only traveled maybe 500, 600 feet away from you guys.
Right then.
Or you could just ask.
Right.
Where is everyone?
Enter the Gilded Cup.
We're going over there.
I'm in the bath.
He's washing his nuts. Leave him alone.
Actually, I bet I probably could use one too.
Yeah, wash your nuts, zombie boy.
I guess we're heading to the Gilded Cup.
Did you get the healing taken care of?
About that.
Ah, right.
I don't like the sound of that.
We're gonna need some serious holy water.
I can make holy water.
From a cleric of bold, a powerful cleric of bold right.
You can't make that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, can't we just get in contact with Corazon?
Wait, who's that one?
Corazon.
Mark's wife.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know,
Pretty
she turned me from that monster into a thunder god again. So
Well, we'd have to ask Mark how to do that.
Yeah.
Rocco's back outside drinking again, by the
He
way.
seemed not to know. Oh, you spend a good. You probably don't get out of the bath until the water starts to cool down a bit, and it stays hot longer than it should. A lot of the thermodynamics are a little loosey goosey with this woman's power, and it is one hell of a nice bath. You do get out before Rotmir does. By that point, she's already given towels. When she delivers the towels, and you guys are sitting there in your tubs, you'll look at the both of you. You're not gonna put those back on, are you? And she looks down at your soiled garments.
Oh, I've been cleaning my armor and shit, but
Oh, your armor, yeah, but your garments are just.
are my traveling clothes unscathed?
Your clothes? Oh no, they're covered in your blood.
No, is it soaked through the handy haversack?
Oh no.
Yeah, I've got some traveling clothes I can change into.
How about you, sir? Did you want those washed, or you got some extra clothes? But still, would you like those washed?
he's just like looking at his dick, just like, and realizes that he doesn't have a cross plate yet for his armor, and just like debates a second. I'd rather not let the hammer fly freely, so I need those to be washed.
That'd be best. So those are gonna take a bit to get washed. Tell you what, since your friend was so generous here, Lydia, get down here. And you hear a thump, 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 and a very petite, young woman comes in. Still got pimples all over her face. Her
Nice
hair
catch
is
there,
up in braids. Very nicely done. She comes up and she gives an exasperated look to Grizza. And, what, mother? Don't be like that, child.
No, my dick is concealed in the tub. Thank you very much.
This rather large gentleman, stand about this, yay high, about yay big. Go see if you can find some clothes for him. And she hands her a few silver pieces. Go try to buy him some pants and a shirt. And just,
This isn't like
she looks over at you. And, can you stand up? I need to see how I need to see your size.
stands up and just like
Oh,
slap.
She doesn't even look at that. She just. All right.
You know you have your stretchy pants.
And
No! That's what I was asking, is this place like Senior Stretchy Pants of Dildoton?
She leaves. By the time you actually get out and start drying yourself off and and just enjoying the steam in this room, she comes back. And she comes back. It's a very basic set of. It looks like they're almost made of like a burlap material for the pants. and just a regular cotton shirt. Just no bells and whistles. It's got a small V cut in it. It's a long sleeve. I hope you have a coat. And then
the armor goes back on, because without I feel naked as many times I've been jumped by random shit in this
okay.
lifetime.
So you go ahead and you get dressed.
Well, technically, this lifetime is very short.
I'm gonna get dressed and then I'm gonna work on cleaning my armor.
Okay, so while all that is happening, Valis and Arnos, what do you all do?
They asked us.
Making our way to the Gilded Cup, I guess.
Well, you had your friends here accidentally stumble on it.
Asking around. We were told about it anyway.
Yeah, you were told, you were given a direction, and when you get there, you see the 3-story building. They call it the Golden Cup. You were thinking like a tavern.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is more like the picnic area at a state park. But there is plenty of booze flowing. You can already see that there are 2 completely empty barrels of some kind of alcohol that are just sitting off to the side now that have been crushed at this point. And they still got plenty of others that they're handing out. You see now that by the time you guys finish with bowl drying stuff, an early dinner is starting to get prepared for, and they're starting to bring that out. And you can see some dirty plates already on the table where people have already finished their meal. And it's more of like a, it's very much like a family style type thing. They'll put some food on the table and, people pick and choose what they want to eat. A lot of it is vegetables, but there is mouth-watering aroma of smoked venison meat.
Oh. Hopefully they have some tea here. Shall we?
As you all approach, you
At
see
this point, I'm hoping for a bath.
the buxom woman that was described to you all by Blitha. She is hair's breadth away from 6 feet tall, very stout. She has a warm smile on her very homely looking face. As she sees you all approach, find a table if you can. What do you having?
Yeah. Mead.
Mead?
Mm-hmm.
We have some. And she pours you a horn of mead and hands it
You
over.
do this next week.
2 silver, please.
You wouldn't have to do baths, would you? Slide over the 2 coins.
Oh yes, we're famous for about we have 2 of them currently in use. Takes about 45 minutes for me to get them cleaned out after their use, but I have 1 available if you'd like to use it.
That sounds good.
Now you can't take the mead in the bath. We've had too many people pass out. One unfortunate soul, well, let's just say he nearly drowned. And if anyone asks you, it was just nearly drowned. But if you'd like to finish that up, you can go ahead. It is 2 silver for a bath as well. The food today, though, is on the house. Compliments of the Gilded Cup.
And I guess we'd better rush over there and get some of that venison. Do more silver pieces?
So you give her you pay for the drink and the bath. You can walk over to the venison. Both of you, as you all approach her, I want both you guys to roll me perception checks, please. Valis and Arnos.
Let me see. Still at disadvantage. Whee! Let's do this. I want a rest. Oh, that's horrible. 12 for me.
8.
Okay, so you see that you are getting a lot of looks. I mean, a lot. You, as soon as you smell the food in the air, you're just.
I give up.
Yeah, you're like Sylvester, just floating in the air with the aroma.
Fucking ash. Smells smelly.
But you notice that you get a lot of looks. And as you take your cup of mead and you sit down and you start, this is pretty much every bit of an entire deer that has been placed on one of these tables, and people are tearing off bits of meat for themselves. You notice that they're not being greedy. They're not just loading up on the free venison. They're also eating lots of vegetables. They're eating even some fruit that's in here, especially juniper berries. so you're able to get yourself a nice portion as well as you. Sit down and start eating.
Gonna have to add some juniper berries to the meat.
Yeah. Actually, this meat is delicious, and it looks like they probably use some juniper berries in the process. It is very sweet and very tasty. And you have a bit of a sweet tooth that you've developed, much more than a regular, a sweet beak, I guess. Much more so than a typical Kenku would have, but you've also traveled far more than any Kenku before you.
Right.
It hits the spot. And as a matter of fact, it hits the spot so well for both of you that you're both now down to exhaustion level 0.
Yay!
That is how good the meal makes you feel. And you realize,
I can fly.
Besides Rotmir's kind of not Rotmir-ish dish that he served you guys the other day, this is the first hot meal that you guys have had in over a week. And you even longer. Because you've been in that camp, and there ain't no hot meals in that camp.
Oh.
So, at this point is when you two will actually walk out of Gorin's, sans Perry. So what are the two of you going to do?
Well, we go to the place with the bathtub. It just smell like rot meat. Or we go shopping and then go to the place with the bathtub.
How about we go to the place with the bathtub first,
And then we go shopping.
and then we go shopping?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You do enjoy a nice bath, anyways.
I do. Perhaps I will buy all the tubs so I don't have to suffer your company.
Oh, that was incredibly
Really?
harsh.
I'm the worst.
I think I felt that bird from here. You throwing fireballs around.
Listen, you're getting a little bit more flaming each time it's
Roll
not
a
the
dexterity
fireball. So you might as well start Z-snapping.
Can I roll a check, a will a will check to not go like wabam?
What's the odds? This is
If
five.
you want to wabam, you can wabam.
I'm tired.
You wouldn't hit a holy man, would you?
So
You'd
you
make
all
the
begin
holy,
to
she'd
make
make
your
the holy
way
man
as
more
well.
holy.
You all, it's the same as Arnos and Valis. You get 2 or 3 buildings away, and that aroma catches your sense, and it's just that roasted potatoes, and you can smell the delicious bevy of food that has been placed out. And as you all get close, you can see. You're not sure what this place is. You find out it's the Gilded Cup. But like everyone else, you kind of expected, a tavern. Well, this is a tavern with the gentle drizzling of rain that is still happening. Your breath still emanating from your mouths from the cold. But people are sitting around. A dwarf has pulled out a drum set and is drumming alongside a sight that you rarely see or even hear of, but a tabaxi has pulled out a lute and has begun plucking at it, and a woman has pulled out a violin and has begun to play that. And so there is a bit of music in the air as you all are sitting there and having a good time. As you approach Grizza, she sees the two of you and, I think I just got me a couple of spots left. You all want it?
That's very loud. So read it much.
Yeah, the music is playing.
Would y'all like? I think there's just a couple of seats left.
We have another one coming.
You guys can see these two.
Oh, yes, our companions are here.
Oh, well, we're first come, first serve, love. But what can I get you to drink? I got the Ram's Horn Ale. I have a bit of the Stoneman's Brew. I also have a delicious mead that's been brought in. I believe from the Lazar Principalities, that one is.
That one, please.
We also have ourselves a nice wine from on there. Not one of those cheap foo-foo wines, but a nice hot mulled wine.
I'll take one of each. And
That'll
bounce.
be 2 silver for each, but 3 silver for the mead, please.
That's fine.
How much for all of the meat?
We're not buying all the meat.
Well, I have 3 barrels left, but as much as I'd love to sell you all of the mead, it is for the festivities. But I can keep you on mead.
I will be very festive if I have all the meat.
And you can drink as much as you like, but I don't. If you can get through all of that, then I'll give you my house.
This is a challenge I appreciate.
All of a sudden I hear through the sending stones, Thraka!
Thraka!
You are needed!
At this point, I think it's more volume than actual alcohol content.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just a permanent breaking of the seal, like Thark is pissing while
It's just, you have to continually piss as you're ingesting the meat. This
it
is
plays over there, just like drink.
each of these barrels is a 50 gallon barrel.
Oh God,
And there's 3 of those barrels of meat.
I just realized
That's
me and
just
Flynn
the-
are becoming the frat boys of the group.
Becoming?
You are the
I'm the big stupid drunk one, and he's the smart little fucking rich boy yuppie one.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been. It took you a while to figure it out.
As you're basically finishing up your food, and you're thinking of that nice hot bath. When you see these two sit down, and they don't sit with you, your table is full. When you sit down, people can move from other tables and begin moving next to you, and they start asking you questions. Sort of like, not to be rude, but are you Arakoa?
No.
What are you?
Kenku.
A Kenku. Okay. I've heard the stories of some druids making giant talking ravens, and I thought maybe you were one of those.
No,
I don't know if it's true or not, but it's good to see. We always have we have Tabaxi here playing music. We have a Kenku here. I love the Midwinter's Feast. You always meet people you never expect. Come, tell me about your stories. It is about this point that you finish your food, and you can either stay and regale them, or you can partake in the nice hot bath.
I'll give him a short synopsis with a to be continued because I'm gonna take a bath.
Well, when you get back, save yourself room for a drink. What you drinking today?
Another glass of meat would do me fine.
I'll have a horn of meat waiting for you on your way back. Excuse me, Teresa, another hot mulled wine over here. And you guys can see these steaming cups of mulled wine that just, they look absolutely heavenly.
So he made a friend without getting set on fire. Bravo.
When you walk when you walk into the house,
I can fix
he's already walking out.
Alright.
And he's just gotten dressed and looks like he's on his way out.
No,
Yeah.
I'm cleaning my armor.
Oh, so you're gonna spend the time? Okay. So you go in there and you see he's now got his armor in the water and he's trying to do his best to polish it. Though it looks like it's gonna need some time on the forge before it gets too polished.
I think you're gonna need a pry bar for that one.
You're right. I'm not a smithy, but maybe I can hire one.
You heard the kicking of a smithy when you came through.
Where the hell would they put that?
What?
A smithy.
Pretty
That's
much anywhere.
really hot.
No. Well, it's obviously not up in a tree. It's definitely in the ground floor. Yeah.
No, it's just a tree that's perpetually on fire.
Always on fire,
Like,
yeah.
Why is that tree
screaming
burn that
because
poor
like
tree?
apparently the trees are alive here, so you just hear, "Oh God, this is agony! It's been 5 years since you opened up shop. Just let me die."
It was a tree that screwed Olean's sister. So he's like, that tree, that's what the forge is.
Not okay, it's a bit of the forge.
Don't I have the healing magic?
Okay, so you can go in there. You can see there is the one open tub, and you see a curly-haired but kind of trussed up, cute, probably 13, 14-year-old girl. She kind of gives you attitude as he comes in. She's like, another tub to clean. As you
Don't pick her
start-
eyes.
And she doesn't seem to care that you are a kid. Like, she's one of the first people that you've met that's just like,
Yeah.
I'm so over this. As you,
There
I guess, disrobe.
kind of.
You
I
pull
still
off,
got armor.
you pull off your black feather armor, your black feather plate, and everything, and you can finally crawl or slip into that bath. And as tall as you are,
Yeah.
you're still able to, like,
I'm
almost
worried-
fully submerge in this
More
bath.
worried about where the tail is going.
And
Things not flexible.
It is heavenly. It is absolutely heavenly.
Especially in the cold. Oh god.
Yeah.
Does he
This
make
place
one?
outside?
Yeah, you can see it. No, this is inside a building, but it's open.
Mm.
So the room itself is cold. You can see your breath, but it's like being in a sauna in at like a winter lodge. It's so nice and relaxing, and you're enjoying yourself quite a bit. How long do you stay?
Till my armor gets non-odoriferous.
The armor itself wasn't too bad. It was mainly just your clothes. Like the metal doesn't really retain the grime. You can
Okay.
wash like the grime and the blood off, which is mainly what you do is wash like the dried and caked blood and grime. That
And
only
then
takes
I'll
a few
probably
minutes.
just burn the clothes.
Right.
That'd probably be for the best.
If I can,
Yeah, I can assist.
I'll
with
scrub
that.
off a bit before getting in there, so I'm not stewing, marinating.
Marinate
Worst
it
of
before
what
you marinate, yeah.
Do Kenko bathe like cockatiels, whatever? How they kind of like fluff and like the drizzle of the water and stuff.
Well, no, yeah, he kind of fluffs up and while
Kind
he's
of
in
have
the water
to.
to get the
Just
water up into everything. Normally
Like
he would
preens and
like
stuff?
he can
Like-
kind of preen himself and clean himself up, but with this much grime and how long he's been going, he
Ew.
needs some water.
What if he tries to preen himself and he's just like,
Oh my god!
Nine. Not drunk enough yet.
So you leave, and the as soon as you get out of the water, the little girl, she comes. You can see there's a plug in the bottom of it, and you can see it looks like there's a little cistern under it that she just drains the water out.
Clogs.
And it's just, and she gets her hands down in there and she keeps like cleaning it out. She has the same thing that her mother, that same kind of mark that her mother has, but hers seems to snake up and touch her face. What you thought were freckles aren't freckles.
Or dry.
That it looks like it's an aberrant dragon mark. And to have people with it out in the open, to you that doesn't happen. That's unheard of.
Well, I'm not going to make a scene.
Okay.
I'm just going to be wary of it.
You can gather up all of your possessions, put on your other traveling clothes, your other set. Not your fancy clothes, but your traveling clothes. Armor's going to be hard to put back on. The way it
No,
currently
I'm gonna bundle up. I'm gonna field pack it.
Okay. You can drop it in your haversack pretty easily, like as long as you put it in sections. You can put it in your haversack. So you have that.
And then I'll wear my hammer on the hip and my shield over the haversack.
Okay. So as you walk outside, we're going to go ahead and we're going to shift perspective back over to Arnos. Arnos, you find yourself incredibly relaxed. After a few minutes, the young woman, she leaves. There's water back in both of the tubs, though it looks like it's freezingly ice cold water until Grizza is able to take care of it. But you kind of just sit back. You've cleaned yourself up. You're marinating a little bit, but the water is still hot. And you're still just enjoying that sensation when you feel weight against you.
Your girlfriend.
One assumes.
You open your eyes. You see the top of a very blonde-haired head that is resting against your chest.
Devil.
Hello there.
She lifts her head up and, hello, love. Good to see you again.
I was wondering when I would.
It's been a bit, but I'm not very fond of the towering wood.
Does the tree not like you?
Oh, the tree likes anyone fine as long as they show proper respect. I find it's much easier just to not cross his path. As long as I don't fall under his gaze, then yes, nothing to say to me. But you, I'm glad to see, and she starts tracing her fingers across the feathers on your chest. I'm glad to see that my help within Monarch Dar was much appreciated.
Indeed.
Do you remember our conversation?
Well, about the favor ode.
Oh, you see, that's why I like you so much. That's why I keep coming back. You listen, and that's a good trait for a man to have. Well, darling, it is time has come for you to go ahead and pay that favor.
The favor is.
Oh, nothing too. It's just a minor thing. I want you to get for me an orb. A simple thing. It's a beautiful piece, very artistic, one of a kind. Onyx and sapphire smoke seems to appear at its surface at all times. Depending on how the light touches it, the color and pattern will change. And that, it just sounds so heavenly. I would love to display it within my court.
Fucking spoil king over there.
Sounds like a fun little artifact.
Oh, it is simply a bauble, a trinket at best, but I would love to have it. And
Well, come now, I think I know you at least a little bit better than
oh,
that. Slightly.
Are you trepidatious to get me a bauble?
Oh no, I didn't say that. I just said there's more to that bauble if you want it.
Do you think that I would lie to you?
Yes.
I absolutely trust you to be you.
That's it's a fair way of putting it, but I assure you, I covet it simply for its beauty, as I covet all beautiful things.
I'll see what I can do.
So, well, currently, a woman by the name of Tendai Devalulis currently has possession of it, and she lives here with you, Greenheart. So if you could just simply fetch that for me, we'll call the matter of this favor settled. How about that, love?
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh no, it's more a question of getting it.
So you will get it for
I
me.
didn't say I wouldn't.
I believe in your abilities to do anything you set your mind to.
What was that woman's name again?
Her name is Tendai, Tendai, Devalulis.
It's weird watching David flirt with Kyle indirectly.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's so weird.
Huh?
We said it was indirectly.
She stands up. She is nude.
Well, but yeah. At this point, it's shocking when she puts anything on.
And she looks down at you and says, well,
It's fancy.
maybe another night together if you can fulfill this little request.
Nope, there he goes.
Here's
And when as you're staring at her, you realize you try not to blink whenever you're around her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has a habit of just simply whisking away when you do so.
Blink
And-
on.
When you do finally blink after taking in her gorgeous naked form, you blink and she is gone.
I feel like
It does that.
You feel movement next to you. As you see, when you look over, you see Grizza moving between the two baths and warming the water with her touch. You have traveled the world a lot, but this is only maybe the second or third time in your entire lifespan that you've seen someone with an aberrant mark and its use. And you can tell. Roll me an insight check real quick.
Well, at least I'm not exhausted anymore. Yay! 13. And 8. 21?
You can see it pains her to use it. She is in pain. She's not closing her eyes and concentrating. She seems to be gritting her teeth and just bearing through what discomfort she feels. But she heats up both the waters, flashes you a smile, though with your insight you can tell that behind her eyes is still that pain of using this mark does take its toll. But she smiles very brightly at you, turns around. As she gets to the entryway, she turns back and says, "Oh, love, probably a thing of meat for you for when you get out. Don't worry, I'll keep the horn in hand. So when you walk out, I'll have a nice horn of meat for you when you finish your bath. So take your time." And she exits. During this time that you are having this interaction with Alita, queen of the Thalamus court, Rotman,
Yes.
as you're walking out, you all have noticed that it's gotten a bit rowdier now. It's getting closer to 7 o'clock, and you can see that some of the people that have been here for a while have been drinking very heavily, and some of them have gotten more raucous in nature. And Rotmir,
Me too.
when you exit, are you looking for a blacksmith, or are you looking to imbibe more? Because now you smell the food, and
I want to eat, and then I've got a lot on my head, so I'm probably going to get drunk, but it's very apparent that he's very troubled.
Okay. As you step out, Grizza hands you another flagon of the ram's horn, which seemed like you enjoyed that one more. As you are walking to an open seat right next to Flynn, a tall, blonde man with a fairly, probably 3 or 4 days growth on his face, stands up from his table, knocking his own flagon down, and curses at the man in front of him, in good fun apparently, as they seem to be playing a game of dice, and he takes a step back that catches you off guard. His elbow catches your flagon of ale, and you are now wearing the ram's horn ale.
Okay.
All after your bath.
Does Thraka see this?
Oh, this is a pretty obvious thing that happens.
And
all
there was a
around.
hush over the bar.
Well, no, people are still talking and laughing.
Is he going on
As
Kill Bill? Like the
He stands up, then turns and looks at you and goes, reaches out and musses your hair. He goes, watch it, short stuff.
Oh, ooh, do I see this? Do I see this?
You're not listening.
Oh yeah.
Am I right there?
Oh.
No, you guys are further away from where he is, but you guys are around the tables.
Alright, I will go. Oi! Don't touch my brother!
He doesn't seem to be paying attention at all. He's grinning at you.
Or is it just my own?
It's your own stuff. It's your own.
Not anything. Okay.
So he looks at you with that smile after mussing your hair and telling you to watch yourself, short stuff. What do you do?
Behooves a drunkard to do the same.
Reaches over and grabs the gentleman sitting next to him. He pulls his flagon out of his hand. Looks like you missed some in your bath, and he pours.
As he's, do I have time to react?
Go ahead and roll me an initiative check. Straight up initiative.
Also, Thraka's gonna pitch his not magical gourd at the back of the dude's head.
So natural 16.
No, plus 3.
So 19. I rolled a natural 18 plus 2. You grab his hand as he's pouring it on your head.
Okay.
And you can feel that mead just coming down your face, into your beard, dripping onto your fresh clothes.
And then he just says, "Fists it is then." And yeah.
Okay, so at this point, I'm
Does,
going to go
does-
ahead and bring something out.
Does a 17 hit with the gourd that I chucked at the back of the dude's head?
I want everyone to roll initiative, please. Except for you, Perry.
Yeah,
You're currently there.
Walk out of this. We're screwed.
No, this is... Damn it, which one? The 16.
I gotta be honest, this fight's gonna be unfair once everyone else gets out there. Like, fisticuffs! How many monks are here? Let's do this.
All of them monks. Let's go.
Well, shit, you guys are all screwed.
Okay, let's go ahead.
They're all
and
just
set
like
this
higher
up
level
real
Kinsey
quick.
monks than you, just like pure Kinsey
Some
monks.
of
You're
this.
like, this fight, and they're like,
Nice terrain. Forgive us, so while we set this up, just make sure we can see some of this. Have Melissa take a look at it and see how it looks. So, we got the entertainers over here.
Might be aimed a little low.
Who are, you got Grizza right there. You got people here. Put them in front of their benches. You
This
got
one nice looking
right
tavern
here, who is right next to Rotmir.
So the
with
guy,
his friend.
this is the big guy.
That is the big guy right there. Big dwarf here.
you said that you need to pan it up a little bit.
Yeah, I figured. That thing, don't forget, that has like a 10-second delay. So you're gonna be waiting a while.
Arnos is inside the building. Thraka.
I assume I'm Sans armor.
You are Sans armor.
Yay!
Perry is not there.
It's good.
there, and Trisman is there with Malice. We also have
on the table.
this guy here. This girl over here. This one is over here, and we just got a couple of people who are milling about. And
Where's Rocky?
we have this woman
That's
here
crazy.
standing at this table. Okay, so
How tall is this guy?
this guy is a little over 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
He's my height.
It's my height, actually.
Okay, so 25 to 30.
Mine still stands, right?
Your stance. Yours is 18, correct?
Yeah.
18.
I don't know what Doctor said.
So 15 to 20.
21.
22.
15.
22 with Lynn.
21, you forgot. I forgot.
21 with Arnos.
Did you roll initiative?
I got
Sorry, 21.
21.
Thraka's an 18.
Oh, not 22.
Okay.
Yeah, we all rolled.
Next up is, since you're outside, we'll put you first since you're in the back. You're going to be kind of dead to this. As
I might hear
well,
something.
this is happening.
Oh, yeah, right.
Is when you're having a thing with Queen Alita. So we'll actually.
I am going to be dead to this.
Yeah, you're going to be dead to this. Okay, so next up, 10 to 15.
10.
What would you say yours was?
Mine's a 15.
15. And Valis is 10. And Thraka, what was your initiative?
18.
18. So you are going with Rotmir. So Flynn, you see this happen, and you see murder in the eyes of Rotmir that you haven't really seen before, as he immediately reels back like he's gonna deck this dude. What are you gonna do?
Rotmir. Wait. Everybody wait. Breathe. And realize it's not worth fighting unless there's a bet on it.
So,
So we clear everything back, yeah.
are you moving? Are you gonna stand up?
I'm
from
doing
the table?
kind of Han Solo lean back and loosening the wands up a little bit.
You
Okay.
want to take my die?
Rotmir. Where do you?
Can I throw a persuasion check on that one to see, try and get people to calm down?
I'll let you throw that.
I unclench my fist
2 and 1.
So 13.
This is destined to happen.
and is this possible for me to grab him to talk to him?
Roll me an athletics check versus his. He'll also roll athletics. Go ahead.
Ew. I could have been there.
So this is a 19.
Okay. Now he rolled a natural 3 plus 6 is 9. You grab him and you pull him down to your level.
It seems someone wants to bet on this fight. Are you game?
You wait for a response.
Yeah.
Okay. So while that's happening, Thraka.
Okay, then.
Well, it's
It's
more.
foreboding!
It's more along the lines of
Give me
it's,
that.
if it's not divination or healing, helping in nature, it's seen with a very dim view.
It's like pulling your
Gibbity
sword.
dabby.
But fights, as long as weapons aren't involved, are hey, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Does the mug that I'm about to chuck at like Mach 4 into the back of his skull count as a weapon?
Yeah, it's an improvised weapon. So you're not proficient with improvised weapons, but you use your strength to throw.
Does it qualify as weapon for no-no?
If it's
Yes.
No, it's a tinker
Don't-
veil. Don't pull a sword. Don't pull a club.
I'm not using my fancy one. I'm just using the one that they
Don't-
gave me. What's it
don't-
made
Yeah.
of?
Wood.
Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna scale the table that has across from
So you're trying to
the
grab.
grapple.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're going to move over. You're going to go 5, 10, 15. Now, there's a table between you and him. You jump onto the table to
Thraka,
grapple, or are you going
damn it.
around it?
Stop!
I'm going up. People's elbow grapple.
So you're going to jump up onto the table and try
And
to
then
people's
just like-
elbow this
yeah,
guy.
just like-
Okay. So as you're holding
my
him,
God.
you pull him down, you just hear a clattering of plates. As you look over, you see Thraka already running, put his foot on the table, jump up off, and
Watch
do
out, watch
this
out, watch
in the
out!
air. Just go. So what are you doing?
Warding maneuver. Does it have to be a friendly target, or can I try to ward the guy I'm trying to make a bet with?
Roll a hit. I would say you can get in the way.
I can get in the way.
I would
Five.
say you can get in the way.
Plus, what'd you say?
This is an unarmed attack, so you're not proficient with unarmed attacks. So
I'm gonna pop one of my samurai things to give myself
advantage. Go ahead.
yeah.
He's a fighter. He's a professional.
No, I'll take the 5.
Oh, that's right. No, you are proficient with unarmed attacks because you're a fighter.
As long as you're proficient with simple weapons, you're proficient with fists.
So what would the first one be? 5 plus.
What's your proficiency? Plus 5.
Just
and
use
what's your
it.
strength?
Attacks.
Just
For
only
action.
your strength goes to damage.
Unarmed attack, so it'll be plus 8.
So plus
So
8.
5 plus
So-
8.
So 13.
13.
13. Do you roll your hit? Because you would hit.
Plus 7.
So right as you're about to connect with this guy's head, I mean full on tie elbow this guy in the back of the head, Rotmir pulls him to the side and steps right where he is. And you kind of crash into a Rotmir and roll and hit the ground. Rotmir's standing there holding on to this guy now, and he's got him here, basically switch positions, and you're standing in front of Rotmir.
And I yell, "The motherfucker's mine!"
Extra attack, throw a
So,
fucking kick at his
As
groin.
this happens, the guy whose flagon he reached out and took stands up, turns, and is going to throw a punch at you as this one goes, bet, ha! And he tries to sock you in the stomach as hard as he can.
Okay.
So, against you, that is a 16 to hit.
Pink.
As he turns and well, this guy's swinging for your face. This guy, you managed to duck out of the way. 21.
Match.
That is 3 points of damage. As he just, you step out of the way of the first one, but this guy seems like he knows how to fight. He throws the first one to Jad. As you just kind of duck out of the way, you find that he's already got a right cross going, and you step right into it.
And it does not faze me at all after all the shit I've been through. It's just like,
This one here is he tries to get you right in the stomach. That is a 13 to hit.
I'm very easy to hit. I don't have armor on.
So that is 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the second hit is a 12 to hit.
Yep.
That's another 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And he just boom into your stomach and then cracks you across the face.
Wow, called shot.
Huh?
You landed a called shot. Cool.
Well, no. He just cracks it narrative flare.
Okay.
He hits you in the stomach, then cracks you across the face.
face.
As you see other people just. Oh! They start pounding on their tables as they're watching this. You see some people stand up to get a better look. No one else seems to be moving in to do anything. Even the musicians have not stopped playing. Triswin, you see this happen.
Appropriate.
So,
Do I have a clear line of sight on Rotmir?
There's some people in the way, but you can see Rotmir.
Enough to
magic.
cast a spell?
No magic.
It's not a harmful magic spell.
What spell?
Sanctuary.
It's a touch or 30 feet?
Range?
It's an area.
What's
30
range?
feet. I'll move.
He's out of 30 feet.
I will move up.
Okay. So you get up from your table. You can come up. You can stand
While
right next to
holding
this
my
woman.
flagon of me. Oh no, my mold.
And you can see he at that point he is within range.
Sanctuary.
Okay. So you
I will try to resist.
Don't worry about it. I'm going
go ahead and
with
roll.
another
Go ahead and roll a
spell.
saving throw.
So this is what,
It's not
charisma?
harmful or anything.
I know, it's still counts.
Oh, so you're gonna count. Okay. So you see Flynn kind of tilts back in his chair and says a word, and you can feel the magic disappear from your hand. As you look over at Flynn, he raises his cup.
Fine, I'll move the rest of my movement.
Let him
Valis,
fight.
are you getting involved or are you watching?
Hell no.
Okay,
I'm walking
so
away.
I'm gonna pull Valis out now.
I'm walking away.
Flynn, are you gonna get involved?
I'm going to begin to sing.
Okay, so you start
Lively
joining.
tavern ballad.
Go ahead. There is no singer with the them. So go ahead and roll me a performance check, please.
Yeah, do it. Good dice. 21.
Yours. What ballad are you singing?
Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
One cast taught you.
Saturday Night Fighting.
Okay, all right. So that starts picking up. The band starts picking up, playing a little bit faster.
I shall
as
jump
we
up
get
on
over
the table
to Rock
to sing my ballad.
This doesn't seem like he cares too much for the betting.
Okay, then I yell as a free action. Bet on me well! And I'm going to hit him with my fist 3 times. I've got him clinched.
Now, at this point, yeah.
Whap! Whap! You know,
Yeah.
it's not a grapple.
No, you haven't grappled. You're holding on.
It's functionally
At this
grapple.
point, you
It's
pull
about
him
as
down.
grappling
As soon as
as
he
you
hit you, you're grappling now. Like you're holding him in place.
So advantage on all the attacks?
No, you don't.
No, just he had disadvantage when he attacked you.
Oh, okay.
And, well, unless he's drunk.
And his speed is 0.
Okay.
Yeah, his speed is 0.
So 21.
Oh yeah.
6 damage.
Yep. Okay. Next up.
15.
Yep.
6 damage.
All right. Next.
21.
Yep.
6 damage.
You see Rockmere.
Bonus action, action surge.
Okay, go ahead.
16.
Hit.
6 damage. 24.
Hit and
6 damage. 20. 6 damage.
you all see something. You've only seen when Rockmere is really truly protecting someone in the group when he just lets it all go. He lets go of this guy's beard and strikes him first with the left. The guy takes a step back. 3 hits into his stomach, and you can see the guy just release bile out of his mouth as that last hit takes him in the stomach. You can hear the impact. The next hit that hits him in the jaw, you hear a crunching sound as he just, and you can see a tooth hit the chair next to him and land on the ground. As he takes a staggering step back, Rockmere uppercuts him in the chin. And the guy hits the wall. It comes back forward. Smiles, now missing one of his front teeth. Blood streaming out of his mouth. And finally, a real fight. He doesn't sound very coherent when he says that, though. Thraka, you now have his friend, who's about 2 inches shorter than you, much leaner than you are.
I try to suplex him.
So you try to
into
grapple
the table behind us.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
go
try to
ahead and
suplex him.
roll an athletics check.
Can I bellow something?
Yes.
No property damage!
I'm committed.
Don't worry, I handle the damages.
Flynn's just like,
Saturday
violence, yeah!
Athletics?
Athletics, I get +8 in it. 9?
That's run by barbarians.
As you go to reach for this guy is quick.
You can have this one?
He ducks out of the way and hops out. That is your one attack.
No, it's one I just got to say.
He steps back and smiles at you, and then he comes forward and tries
Hold on,
to.
action surge. I'm gonna try to suplex him again.
Okay, you roll to grapple. All right.
So just athletics again?
Yeah, it's athletics versus his.
Can I pop my fighter thing since it can't? Does it count as an attack?
This isn't an attack.
What do you mean?
Your arm was right on.
Oh, gotcha.
Plus
not
8,
used to-
17.
Yeah.
17. Now you actually manage. So now you're holding on to him. So you have him. You're holding him. You manage. He tries to swing at you wildly when he steps aside. You grab the arm and you grab him by the chest. You got his arm up over your shoulder, and you got a hold of him now. If you can keep hold of him, you can try to suplex him on your next turn.
All right, lit. Bet.
Every time.
Him, with you holding him, he's not going to try to break the grapple. He's just going to try to swing at your head. He rolls a natural 20, but he's grappled. He also rolls a total of 19.
Bink.
As you got his right hand pinned, and he doesn't seem like he does too much with his left. And he manages to hit you, but it just kind of glances off your face and doesn't do anything.
Doesn't hear twig, bitch.
His
My
second
brain sucked
attack,
out.
Another natural 20 and a 5. So it's the same. He hits you twice in the face, but you don't feel anything.
He's just
at all.
like,
The guy next to you, as he has his back against the wall. He pushes himself against the wall. You can see he's kind of wobbly on his feet, and he's going to try to savagely kick you in the chest, and rolls a natural 1. As he comes up and tries to kick you in the chest, you can see he tried to come before he was recovered.
This
He
is the guy with me.
Yeah, he probably needed a 10 count, because as he goes to throw a Sparta kick, his other leg comes out from under him, and he lands flat on his back. He groans and will stand up. He looks over at you and, come on!
Okay.
And Trishwin, are you going to get involved?
No, forget it.
Is
Just
he
gonna go take a bath.
aroused? Because
Okay,
it's-
at this point, the woman next to you in a red cloak turns over to you, goes, yeah, which one's your brother?
The dwarf.
Oh, well then never mind then. She turns to the woman behind her. I got 5 gold on the dwarf. And the woman's just like, I'm not stupid.
And I'll walk up to Grizz and be like, I'm ready for my bath.
The other dwarf that's at your table leans across and talks to the elf and goes like, 2 gold on the dwarf, 2 gold on the dwarf. And he's like, fine, Fine. 2 gold on the. 2 drinks on the dwarf. 2 drinks on the. Okay, 2 drinks. All right, 2 drinks on the dwarf. All right. You got to give me 3 to 1 odds. Okay, fine. 3 to 1 odds. Okay, as they're just going at each other. We are back to Rotmere. And this guy is just slowly gets up, and you can see his ego is much, much greater than his actually ability to back it up against someone like you. Your turn.
I'm like,
Knights of Fate beat up local idiots at bar.
you gonna pour fine alcohol on dwarves, or am I gonna have to teach you a lesson?
I never learned nothing!
And I three
Go ahead.
3 attacks.
My mom told me Butler is bad!
24.
That's a hit.
6 damage. 12.
12 is a hit.
6 damage.
That's what's all.
14.
That's a hit.
6
His
damage.
AC's all decked and he's got
As
none.
this guy comes rushing at you, just ready, like peeled back for a haymaker. My mama never learned me nothing. As he goes to swing at you, you just jab him right in the nose, and he immediately goes, oh! And as he does, you catch him in the throat, and his hands just go, ah! And you just crack him again, right in the forehead, and you see him blink twice. Then his eyes roll up into the back of his head, and he just timbers. Full on, BAM! On the ground, and just lays there.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
I turn around to everybody and I'm like, I hope I made all of you some money.
The one fighting you that you're holding on, as you're holding on, he goes, truce?
Watch out!
John Cena! Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics check, please. Oh, God.
16 plus 8,
He
24.
He was caught off guard as he's trying to parlay with you. He rolls a natural 1. And as he's parlaying, he gets it out like, truce? He's already in the air as you pick him up and smack him on this table. Now, this is a oak table. The table does not give, but he does. As you hear the wind leave his body, as he, oh, don't hit me, I'll buy you a beer.
2.
Fine.
Okay. I pat his face, like his whole face, with my big ass hand just.
He gets up off the table and he reaches his hand out. He's like, no hard feelings.
I just pick him up because I'm just that strong.
And
I think I demonstrated it.
And he, all right. And then he goes, oh hell. Let me get the dwarf a couple of ales. I'm sorry, my friend. When he drinks a little too much, he gets a little boisterous, and I gotta have his back. You understand?
I'm actually picking
Until
his
he gets
friend up.
slammed.
Will you help him? I mean, his friend he's out. It's like trying to pick up a cat that's asleep. That just everything's everywhere.
Can I make
It's
a
just-
Cat's not ready to
Oh
wake
yeah,
up.
go ahead. And with advantage because he's
You think there's going to be parlay after I was sitting over here just like
Okay,
bouncing excitedly?
so
That's going to
21?
someone?
Oh yeah, you guys pick him up. He looks over and he sees the woman sitting at the empty table. He has you help him over there and just drapes his friend over the table. Goes back to the table he's at, 6 back down. With the 2, invites the 2 of you over to his table and gets each of you a thing of ram's horn and a thing of meat for both of you, and gets himself a thing of ram's horn and a mulled wine.
Do I look around to see if there's any property damage?
That table was sturdy. The only row like property, there isn't really much damage caused. Not really. I mean, these cups are made of wood. You know, a couple of them got kicked around, and the table held his weight and held the guy's weight, and doesn't look like it's the worst for wear.
Okay, so I don't need to pay for anything.
And he sits down with you and begins to share stories and drink while his friend is unconscious for way too long.
I'm gonna go over and do a medicine check.
Well, you have Grace. She walks over there and she's like, okay, he's alive.
He's
and
still
she,
breathing.
She reaches into his pouch, tingles out 4 silver coins, puts his pouch back on his unconscious form, then puts them in her bodice, walks up, grabs 2 beers and goes, on the house! And grabs one for you and one for you. To the winners!
Anybody else want to fuck off?
And you see the dwarf just like the elf like, I knew he's gonna win. It just I was gonna drink anyway. I was gonna get the next 3 rounds anyway. Okay. So he picks up some beer. More booze is spread around. The feeling comes down a little bit as everyone's like, all right, like the testosterone in this area is calmed down a bit. It's about this time that you come out of the bath, and you can see now. Looks like Rotmere smells like booze a lot. Like really smells like ale for some reason.
I think you may be a little too into your cups.
And he's
something happened.
him and Thraka are laughing,
want to talk
talking
about
to a guy who looks like he took a fairly good shot on his jaw, and you can see the knuckles on Rotmere are kind of bloody, and you see what looks like a dead dude draped across the table. Though, if you look at him, you can just barely see his chest falling and rising, so he's alive. But the mood out here is jovial, and people are talking and laughing. Kids laughing. Triswin is proud of her brother.
No, I went into the bath.
Okay, so you
The
just
minute
kind
he
of
did
like
that
whatever.
dispel thing, I was like, fuck it.
You two have no idea how lucky you are that I wasn't out here.
I got to practice a move I haven't done since one of the little kids at the camp.
So you can go in and take a bath when
Just take a more
Grizza
fucking,
sees you. She
or
looking for a hot
just
bath.
like placing a child.
There you go. And she tunes up. Just give me 1 second. Lydia, set up a nice discreet area for this lady. And when you go into that room, normally it's just the 3, but now that she hangs a pretty bad curtain, to be fair, but it's more just like an old, really worn out sheet. But she hangs up to give you a modicum of privacy, from the people watching outside and the other people who may take baths, and allows you a bit of privacy.
Thank you very much, Lydia, was it?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Here, have a gold.
You put a gold coin into her palm, and she looks down, looks up at you for a second. Hi, my name's Lydia.
I'll be helping.
I'm Grizza's daughter. Anything else you need? More towels? Change of clothes? Need someone to wash the clothes that you're in?
Yes, I could use a washing for my clothes and my armor, and possibly new
Oh,
clothes.
you need some work on your armor? I'm strong. I know a great blacksmith just down the street. I could drop it off for you. Maybe get some work done on it. I think it'll be closing early tomorrow. He'll probably only work for a few hours, but
It just needs some work.
he likes me, so maybe he'll knock it.
Here's
give me a
another
hammer
gold,
around
but
a
get
little
everything taken care of.
bit.
If you can tell from my height, it is kind of difficult to acquire clothing.
Yes,
Nothing too showy.
Oh, here,
please.
and she starts helping you out of your armor, which greatly assisted you getting out of your armor. And she begins chattering about how she can't wait to get out of the house. She wants to go see the world. She's going to go down to Sharn, where the people aren't backward yokels like where she lives now. And typical teenager, everything, my life sucks and everything out there is better. But you smile and grin and bear it as she, regales you with tales. And now 2 gold heavy in her hand. After you get in the bath, she gathers up the armor and heads outside. You very clearly see her doing her best to lug your sister's armor with her as it is beginning to get dark, as you see now fires beginning to be lit all over the place. Most of them for heat, but some for heat, but mostly for light. She starts heading off in a direction.
I don't know what's going on, so I am going to give my drink to the person next to me,
Taka.
and I'm not gonna let this person steal my sister's armor.
Well, that's what I suspect. You approach her, and she sees you coming, and she just kind of takes a step back, and yes.
I saw what you're carrying, and I have the same thing, and I'm guessing you're going to take this to a person who can fix it, so...
Miss Trisman entrusted her armor to me
Oh,
to get it fixed.
That's my sister.
So you just thoroughly confused a child.
You see, like, fuses firing in her eyes for a second as her brain tries to collect the idea of a half-elf and dwarf being brother and sister. And like,
She's adopted.
why are you telling me this?
So you might have a reason to show me where the blacksmith is?
I guess. And she turns and she heads off in a direction. You can see after a little while she heads to where you see lights on in this building. It is a ground floor. It's one of the few buildings that is separate from trees. There's no trees. Even the foliage around it has been cleared. It is a completely stone building, including it looks like the roof itself is made of very, very good tiles, which in a place like this is kind of odd. Mainly it's made out of thatch, but this is a fairly well constructed building. There is a sign hanging out outside the door that is Braggott's Blacksmith. She knocks on the door, and a dwarf, shorter than you, opens the door, and see immediately as he sees her, his eyes light up. Ah, Lydia, what brings you here? She goes, oh, I got some armor. Like, ah, he turns, looks at you. Oh, how are you doing, sir? How can I be of assistance?
In Dwarven, I say, nice to meet you, Mr. Braggett. I'm Thundergut.
Oh, Thundergut, it's good to be a dwarf. Not nearly enough of us here in the Elven Reaches. How can I be of assistance?
Oh, well, I'm here to pay for the services for this set of armor and my set of armor.
And when you say that, you see Lydia, who has a gold piece in her hand, just goes. And sorry, let me go ahead and turn that back to me real quick. Sorry for that, fellas. She puts it away, kind of tries to sleight of hand that out to keep that change. What kind of job are you looking for? Because I'm not going to be working. I'm already done for today. I'm going to go get me a pint. And tomorrow I'm only going to be working for maybe a few hours, but if you can make it worth my while, then...
Well, look at the armor. Tell me if it's too much.
When you show them the army, oh Lord. Were you beaten by a couple dozen goblins with sticks at the same time?
No.
Oh, whatever it was, I'm glad you made it out of that. That looks like a crush that could kill a man. Tell you what. You pay my fee in half again, I'll have it done for you before you leave tomorrow. Or by tomorrow.
And I turn to Lydia, and I'm like, thank you very much for your assistance, and I give her a gold piece.
Ramir, was it? Or Thundergut? Oh, my name's Lydia.
She's easily buzzed.
If you need anything else, I'm Chris's daughter. You've already had a bath. Did you want me to help you with the clothes or anything? Were you all looking for a place to stay?
Well,
I mean, you and your sister. We do have a few extra spare bedrooms that I can tell my mom, maybe put in a good word for you. I mean, there's lots of competition for her rooms because she's such a good cook. But I mean, if you slip me, maybe help me out a little bit, then I can put in a good word for you.
Well, we'll be staying with Mrs. Jilly.
Oh, Jilly. Oh, she's a nice one. She's a very nice lady. But if you change your mind,
I'll keep you on the list.
so you deposit Tristan's armor. He looks in. Doesn't need too much. Hour or two of work, and that one will be done. But yours, I'm gonna be working well past noon. So
What?
call it 15 gold pieces, and I'll get you fixed right up.
I give him 45 gold pieces.
Yeah. Well, I can't say no to a tip. Guess holiday expenses and all that. You headed. I'm about to head to the Gilded Cup. I love Griz's cooking, and she always has the best wine and meat, especially this time of year. Would you like to join me?
Sure. First round's on me.
How about the first round's on me? And he dumps that into his now very full coin purse.
Okay.
And walks with his arm over your shoulders back towards the Gilded Cup with Lydia, now in a far better mood than she has been, almost skipping in front of you guys as she
Did she give me my clothes?
looking at the money. Oh no, she completely forgets about
Oh,
that.
damn.
You're
Oh, no,
coming
that
out
means I'm
naked.
stuck in the task dress. Oh,
Oh no, you have the other dress too.
I'm
You're
not
stuck
wearing
in a dress.
a dress. Yes, I'm either in the one that Tass bought me,
Well,
or
after
the one
quite
that
a while-
Flynn bought me.
after quite
Either
a while,
way, I am
Lynn,
screwed.
or I'm sorry, Lydia does not come back with clothes by the time you are finished bathing.
So do something useful.
She'll continue to sleep.
So you now at this point you've migrated over with the musicians, and the tabaxi moves forward. And
Ooh.
after this, I'd like to buy you a drink.
Yeah, I never say no to free liquor, but I shall buy you some first.
I can't say no to that
Excellent.
offer.
Wait,
So-
what's flirting with him?
Which dress do you wear? The red one or the blue one?
Oh, Tabaxi?
They're both equally bad.
Wow.
No, the
Which one is the slightly
the red,
more modest
the
one?
red one was not. Remember, that was like a summer dress. The blue one was more upscale, but still.
Winter.
It was more winterized, but still, showing all the right parts. It was much tighter fitting. The other one was more billowy. This one's much more tight.
That's right.
tighter.
Cass
Summer
wanted
dr-
me
the
to
summer
look
dress
like a cake.
The summer dress is highly inappropriate right now.
Okay, I will wear the blue one from
Uh,
Lester's.
When you finally leave, when you finally
Good.
leave the Gilded Cup and rejoin the group,
I'm out there.
you immediately are greeted by the same one that threw the punt that fought with him. Greets you within a few moments, holding a horn of mead for himself, and extends one to you.
Oh,
The one
thank
that
you.
fought him?
No, the one that fought you.
Oh, so he's alive now.
No,
No.
the one that fought you.
The one that fought
The
you
one
is
that
fine.
he's John
The one that
Cena.
fought you is fine. The
Oh,
one that you
okay.
John
The
Cena.
one that fought him is.
So he
like dead.
hands you that and sit with us.
I was gonna get more food.
I'll get you a plate.
Okay.
And he has you sit next to Thraka, and when he comes back with food and begins speaking, he ignores you completely and speaks to Crispin.
So I'll start speaking into his brain.
No, don't freak out people.
Yeah, and when he hears this, he's
the questions that enter his mind, I'm using like a twisted version of my own voice inside his head. Like, is my penis going to be too small for her? Have my balls fallen back down after getting slammed like that? God, my asshole's hurt a lot recently.
if you saw a man just be like, he looks at the meat and he kind of pushes it in front of him after a while, and after a little bit he just kind of gets up and excuses himself and wanders off. Doesn't seem like he's having a good rest of his nights.
Hello?
For right now, though, for the moment, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. Get ourselves some more pizza in me, because I need to scarf some down.
Nick
But I don't want to
loses
disappoint
it.
you guys.
Yeah, you need to do that, buddy.
Yeah, so, we'll be back here in about between 15 and 20 minutes. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Dyson Dudes. Coming back from our break, get started on the next leg of tonight's game session. We'd like to go ahead and pause real quick, just to wish Patsy, a viewer of ours, a very, very happy birthday.
Happy
There we go. Look at the wrong number.
Roddy is not.
We greatly appreciate the views, and we hope you're enjoying yourself watching us as much as we enjoy playing. So keep watching, and hope you have a great, fantastic birthday. Coming back in, Perry, you catch the last punch Rotmere delivers to this gentleman until he timbers onto the ground. Gorant has went on his own separate ways. He has a different watering hole that he uses, but you see what's happening there, and then see the one that he's fighting immediately sit down and start buying them drinks, and the mood doesn't change really. Besides maybe the level of testosterone coming down just a little bit. What do you do?
I go up and pull out my flute and join the band.
Roll me a performance
Put
check.
your flute away. Nobody wants to see that.
It's not the skin flute.
Skin flute. That's what I expected.
It's the one we're used to and playing with.
Over in the corner.
11?
11.
Oy.
You give it an okay attempt. A couple of times when you toot a little bit off key, you see the tabaxi give you a. But Flynn is actually sings a few songs with him.
Seems like an
After a
angel.
while, the band themselves, they take a short break to gather around the table and have a few drinks of themselves, and they invite Flynn over, and they begrudgingly invite you over as well.
I don't notice that I played off or anything. I think I did better than Flynn.
You had sounded great, sounded fantastic.
Sounded amazing.
That's like one of the few things like.
So, as you all continue the frivolities of the night, you drink to excess.
Well, me and Braggart are comrades in drinking.
For the first time in a long time, Trisman, you see Rotmir get schlockered. I mean, to the point where he falls asleep at the table he's sitting at, and Grizzly comes out and just throws a blanket over him.
Yeah, but I have a room that I can put him in.
He looks like he's comfortable right there. But I got a nice feather bed for you if you like.
Yeah, that's fine.
She looks over at you. Are you drinking to excess? So yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're still drinking enough that even with half of it non-alcoholic, you're still getting... Because it's not water, it's not cleaning out your system at all.
I'll be here all night.
So you drink until, like him, you just kind of at the table. A fire is built, there's a roaring fire near you guys that keeps you guys warm throughout the night. Wardens that are on duty tend to walk around and throw a few more logs on the fire as people kind of party until probably 2-3 a.m. before they stagger off and get ready for the real festivities of the following day. Now you all, the two of you fall asleep there. Grizza will approach the rest of you and tell you, I have 2 other rooms available. If y'all like special rate for the Knights of Fate.
Yeah, I will take one.
I'll take a bath.
2 silver for the bath, please.
Oh, all right.
Would you like the room as well or no?
I'll take a room.
So, this is 2 of the bedrooms are on the second floor. There are 4 bedrooms on the second floor, but one is Griz's, one is her daughter's, Lydia's. The other 2 are free wall, and there is a 3rd floor. That the 3rd floor has, which is the room she rents to you, has 2 other rooms there. One of those has already been taken, and it's been taken by the woman in the red cloak that was drinking with you all. Seems as if she is a traveling mercenary, tends to do caravan guarding and things of that nature. You take the other room. It's soft beds, it's warm, and it's very nice. Valis and Arnos, where do you guys...
Nah, man.
He is.
What, you don't want to be wrapped in Arno's big strong arms?
The things may keep you
No.
warm all night.
You guys
Isn't
can go
Never.
to the other
Feather
place.
He also
Could go
just
to
met
Kana's.
his wife, so you might get a little coconut.
Well, he hasn't mentioned that to anybody yet.
Who? Wait, what? Oh, right. Wait, who didn't what?
You.
Oh, right.
I felt
Well,
You
I'll
can
go
go
back
to
to-
Kana's. Remember, he said that you guys
Kana's.
could go
Yeah,
there.
that's where he's supposed to go.
Well,
So you guys
he
can go
mentioned
to
it
Jilly's?
To Jilly's.
Aye. Yeah.
And you have to mention him.
Do you guys drink to excess as well or no?
No.
And no? So you guys get to Jilly's. When you all leave, it's probably about 10 at night. They're still heavily drinking. He's drinking. He's still hanging out with the musicians as well as Perry. Triswin has been fending off the advances of a couple of different drunk men throughout the night. And pleas of I'm married.
Have I had to punch anybody? Because I'll do it.
Yes, both of them.
Men.
In fact. Which after that, the one got the hint instantly. The other one like, I like 'em fiery. They hit him again, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. You two can find Jilly's fairly easily. Grizzly can actually point you in that direction, and she lives in a house far too large for her and her 2 children.
Wow.
But you get the sense that how much do you offer for the rooms?
Yeah, gold piece.
Oh, I'll for a gold piece as well.
She happily accepts the 2 gold and offers you 2 rooms. They're fairly nice. They look like they've been made up specifically for people staying over, and that's probably why people tend to have extra bedrooms in here. Is during these festival times, it's always extra money in your pocket.
Right.
The next morning, let me go ahead and do this real quick. The next morning,
Am I found in a very ignominious position?
oh, you are like you're drooling into your beard. You're just snoring away. You wake up because you smell something sweet and tasty placed in front of you. And when you kind of
Constitution save? Because it's not a full rest?
no, you get a full rest. Yeah. You get a deep sleep. When you pull your head up, your beard is kind of like pressed up against your face, and then you got bed beard.
Okay.
I know you've experienced this, as I have too.
I pull out my little mirror and I get my brush and I braid.
There is a hot steaming bowl of oatmeal that has been placed in front of you, and same thing with you, Throck, as you kind of groggily wake up. It's like right next to your face. As you wake up, you see it. It smells sweet, and it tastes sweet. It is maple syrup. Very, very nice. You actually have the room, as well as you and you, Perry. The 3 of you are awoken early in the morning for bacon and eggs.
Before sleep, I will paint Throcket's face with berry juice. The traditional symbols of the phallus.
Oh no!
Not that.
I'm gonna find some time to reattune to my cowl of the bat.
Okay. So decide what you're gonna
The sword.
attune to. Okay.
That's what that is.
So no sun sword, but cowl of the bat. Okay.
That's Throcket.
So you all go.
Sorry.
You guys wake up to bacon and eggs, and
Picture. Minus a hole in the head.
she likes her bacon crispy, so it's almost burned black.
I'm fine with it.
And she likes her eggs over easy, and she's pretty good at making them over easy too. So you guys have yourselves a pretty solid breakfast. You find. I would like both of you guys to go ahead and roll me just a straight d20. Just tell me whatever number you get.
I've got a lot of new D20s to try out, so.
2 1.
Yeet. 10.
11.
11 and
10.
10. So the oatmeal helps as a hangover cure. And after ingesting it and drinking yourselves a couple of cups of water, you feel much better. And you feel like you can tackle the day without having too much of a pounding headache following you for the rest of the day.
That's funny. That's funny. Me with the pounding headache.
Arnos and Valis, you guys awake to the same smells of porridge. This one a little bit different, or I'm sorry, oatmeal. This one a little bit different, but equally tasty. She is she's short, probably 4'10".
God.
And she is as tall as she is round. But she is a very nice, jovial lady that talks to you guys with a smile on her face. But as you speak to her and tell her about some of your journeys and other things, she just kind of like nods, and it doesn't seem like any of the information is actually
Glazes
being
over.
absorbed. Yeah, she is incredibly nice,
Talking
but she
beach
doesn't
ball.
seem like she's all there all the time. You all can gather up at the Gilded Cup once again, the 7 of you, as Marketov is still under the care of Basha. As you all collect around the big wooden oak table that you tried to John Cena somebody through.
Right.
What are you all going to do?
Order a drink.
Yeah.
Easy on the drinking today,
What?
fellas.
Me.
We have a meeting with the tree.
I'll be getting a bath.
That's all of us
I go to
need
no
be with
meetings.
the
They try to
trade.
make me go to one of those. I go to no meetings. Oh, wait. Wrong meeting. My bad.
That's okay.
I'm not a quitter.
You don't have to go unless you really want to.
Throcket,
Hi.
do us all a
You're
favor
from
and
the
just
area. Do you
try
know
not to
Tendai
think.
Devadalis?
That's what that one guy
Tendai
that's in our trying
Devadalis.
to do. Think about how his asshole hurt.
Roll me a history check.
So gross.
My dream.
I'm going to go see a blacksmith about some armor.
15.
Well, he's starting today. You guys wake up probably about 8 a.m.
You probably
And I'm sorry?
15.
Tendai de Vadalis is the leader of this enclave of House Vadalis, of House Vadalis. House Vadalis is the dragon marked house of handling.
Yep.
They
Riders
are
of
in
House
charge
Vadalis.
of breeding mage-bred creatures. The stagecoaches that House Orion uses for their stagecoaches, they use them. The mage-bred horse that Rotmir bought for his sister that has met its demise at the hands of the quarry was bred by House Vadalis. They are based here in the Eldine Reaches, but Greenheart is not where they call home. Straya, a city to the south. That's where their main base of operations is. And de Vadalis, she is famous for domesticating owlbears.
Oh.
Albers.
I want an owlbear.
How did I not see that? The way you said it threw me off.
Water deep.
Oh, funny that you should mention her. You'd probably find her to a city down in the south, but she really likes to tame those owlbears.
She's a prominent figure in this community, and in festivals and things like that, she always has a place of honor.
Ah, but you know what? You might just find her.
Are you trying to get something?
You could say that.
What are you gonna buy?
I want an owlbear.
That does sound intriguing.
That sounds awesome.
He's an Albert.
He turns into a T-Rex. I want a fucking owlbear.
What is?
I don't think we need any more beasties running about.
Bear.
Oh,
Coming
It's
from
kinda like
you,
this one.
I want an owlbear. I want the big bird.
Well, fine.
so that's a rather interesting question. You're not planning to go get yourself domesticated, are you? I thought you
I don't
already.
even know what that's supposed to mean.
I thought you already were, pretty well hitched to a fae.
They teach you how not to shit on the carpet.
Does it go along the ways of
Wait, are
no
you married
mistress?
to her?
Yes, mistress. Sorry,
I don't know.
mistress.
But do you get a harness?
I think he does.
You've
Flynn.
never
Wow, that's
asked.
getting that is getting this conversation here is
Technically-
most disturbing.
Technically, you guys did kill Alita's husband.
So, because we killed her
Oh
husband.
God, is that a mating ritual for
Oh
Faye?
my God, David!
Killing the
You
previous
made him
husband?
get married to the
It's like it's
Can I
like
make a
the
history
praying
check?
mantis, but
Yes,
the
oh
next
my
one has to
God.
kill the previous one.
I don't think
Religion check?
Rotmir's not really book learned enough to know about
Religion
stuff like
check
that.
to see if it's
I
a
do.
custom.
I'm checking this.
Sure, I'll let both of you roll. I'll even let Rotmir roll. Let's see if you can roll a natural 20.
Disadvantage.
Religion?
3 plus.
21.
So
Wow.
2, actually 2.
Yeah, that's a 6. 7. So I probably don't.
Well, you've read quite a bit about the Fae. You've never really read about their mating rituals or how how they get married and things like that. Like that really wasn't a source of interest for you. But now you're thinking maybe you should check up on that.
24?
A lot of
Same thing.
long,
It's-
lonely nights in the library.
Henry just flat out makes it up that's what they're meeting.
My left hand don't work no more.
Well,
So does that mean you're
switch to
married?
the right
then?
stranger.
Oh, I'm not the
Strange
only married
nature.
one in the party.
Yeah, he makes a beautiful wife.
Oh,
doesn't he?
that's
Yes,
what they
Mazel
do.
Tov. Here's a wine glass. Let's smash it.
A wooden cup.
I could smash it.
Which,
I can smash
which begs the question: why does he want to go see Tendai?
Are you buying her a gift?
Me?
I think he is the gift.
I would like all of you except for you to roll an insight check.
Who,
Please.
me?
No, everyone except for Arnos.
Oh, well, of course. It's against me. I should be rolling bluffs.
No,
Matter of
this
fact.
is a static thing because you're not bluffing. It's just whether or not they can tell.
18.
18.
Oh,
I know nothing.
motherfucker. Hold on.
5.
That is a 23.
Yeah. You two. Now is when you finally begin to pick up on it, and he seems. The last time you've seen him so full of pep and energy, and more alert, is the last time was when you guys were in Mark Dar, was after him meeting Queen Alita. and you notice that like the longer he goes without seeing her, the more he just kind of slowly gets down and down and down until it seems like it almost affects him physically. All of a sudden, he looks reinvigorated. When he's been looking down the last probably about a week, he's been looking down.
Alright,
I know I sensed a great evil.
Same thing.
Birdie wants snoo snoo. Birdie
Kiss my
wants
feathered
snoo
ass.
snoo.
Have you seen your wife lately?
Yes.
Yes. Scrawl.
Does this have anything to do with
In
the
my mind,
favor
it's like, oh, he's with his
that
wife.
was asked?
What'd you ask?
That's right. We owe her a favor, don't we?
What does she want?
What's this V shit? I didn't agree.
V.
No,
You caught us out of Mars.
Well, you're way better off not knowing.
I would have got
Wait,
us out.
what does she?
Why?
Especially you.
What you do with your wife is between your wife and you. I don't need to know about it.
Well, usually,
Good man.
I have some strange sex toy.
usually whatever's between his wife and him ends up ruining our day. So it's kind of our problem too.
Well,
To be
the
fair,
more
she's
you
never
keep
not come through.
exactly, which is why I
Don't be fair. I don't want to be fair.
no, you never want to be
devil's
fair. She's
advocate
always
here.
come through.
He
You know,
has a point.
I
His
do
wife
kind of
does
like
always
this
come
one.
through.
Maybe
It's a fairy.
Yeah, that's the only
Is she
point
the
he has
one
is
that-
on
Is
the
there
top
some
of
way I
his
can
head.
help
She's
him?
not to be
Make a meal
trusted.
for?
Yes.
Oh.
Perhaps.
Queen Alita, yeah.
The
The
fewer
one
people
that
who are
when you look
involved,
at her,
probably the
and
better.
you're always trying not to look. You're always trying to like look at her face because she's usually naked or close to it.
Hey, she's been fancy lately. She's like she's been going to church.
Well, yes, because she's wearing like a
Saturday
see-through,
church.
like satin. That was about as fancy as she gets. She's very much a. She's
All natural.
Damn it,
so
Kyle.
beautiful to the point where your mind almost like instinctively rebels against it.
Yeah.
It's that she's so beautiful, it's almost alien.
Which it is.
You know, I have to say though, she does come through. She helps us out.
Granted, I've only heard stories about her helping us out, but I do like her.
Alright, what exactly
From
are
the
they there
stories,
for?
you tell a good story.
You really don't want to know the details, you know.
I want to know what it is. You probably want something.
There's an orb.
You know, I don't
Details.
wanna-
Yeah, you should probably leave.
Don't you have that?
Leave.
Actually, no.
Between
I've got a point. I'm
between
gonna
sworn
leave and
oaths
go
and
to
zones of
Brackett.
truth, you should
Okay.
leave.
Do
You
you
should
take
probably
your sister with you?
bugger off.
Wait. No.
Does that mean that?
So you
Bugger
also
off.
No,
Before I
let's-
ask this question.
as soon as they say this to Tristan, you see Rotmir stand up and just start walk off.
Thanks for understanding, Thunder Gods.
You should go check on him.
He's not well.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
should
how
go-
you guys do not see that.
He's not. You
She
should go
walks
check on him.
up.
So you
Gets
walk
up.
off following them? Okay.
Yeah.
So now the rest of you at the table, we'll get to you two in just a minute, but the rest of you guys at the table.
Well, since the rest of you insist on not buggering off, I need to steal an orb.
Orb
Yeah.
of what?
Is it-
I don't know what it is, just an orb.
Details.
Pretty orb. Onyx and what was the other?
Sapphire.
Onyx and sapphire colors swirling within.
Can I make a check to see what it is?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Ah, great.
There's
I
so
ain't-
many orbs and
No.
it's like
Well,
Did she give a name?
No, she didn't. She was deliberately vague.
I reckon. Oh, you're right. I reckon if a Fae wants
Maybe we
an
could just
item,
buy
then it
it?
probably is.
Well,
Hopefully.
I was merely tasked with retrieving it.
Or you might have to do a favor
If
for
you
the
want
lady.
to try and buy something that we
Offering
don't even know what it
sacrifice.
is,
So who do we take it from? Buy it from.
Miss is that a man or?
it's a woman.
I kind of thought so. Miss
Yeah, but,
Miss
Dave So you know it is the mark of handling.
Well, this person's here, yeah.
She'll
I
be here.
believe.
No, she lives here.
Oh, she lives here. Okay, then yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lives here, and you guys know where she lives because she lives in the nicest house in Greenheart.
So we go knock on the
200
door.
feet above your heads.
So we go knock on the door. He calmly explains that we need one of her treasured objects for some crazy fey queen who we owe a debt. And
Well, if you really wanted to, you go ahead
Well, I
and do
sneak
that.
in the back door.
Well, that's why I was going to leave you guys to the party and just sneak in. That way, if I get caught, I'm the only one implicated.
I like his plan.
Hey,
I like that plan.
Or you can go knock on the door, question about it, ask about it directly, and distract everyone in the house. who
And
would
then
already
figure
be-
yourself.
And then, yeah.
you know that one spell that I do that,
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, exactly. You
Well,
want that one?
You have to be with him for that to work.
Aye.
well, that's why I reattuned to this thing.
feel a great need to go speak to somebody famous high in a tree.
Hey.
I hate
Well,
you.
that is the year, no.
Speaking of
I hate you.
things that might have been stolen, did you ever end up with that book that I left with you back at the...
Yes.
Apparently I have, yes.
Ah,
It's good reading.
Well, at least,
What was it about?
At least this stuff will
but,
serve
a lot of history. Some of it that has been discounted, but perhaps this is one of the earliest texts that you've ever read. And you could tell it's from the Kornberg Library.
I mean,
Oh my god, the one.
Problem is, it's probably lost to the fires that took over the camp.
well, that's what I was asking, if he still had it.
Hopefully
wrote
the-
down.
That book,
there-
is, like, you know how heavy that book was, yeah.
Oh, it was
Probably.
Hopefully the magical RFID tag that was undoubtedly stored within that book burned with it.
I'm gonna check on
That's a shame.
Microsoft.
I was kind of hoping to return that.
So you head off to go talk to Mark.
What? Get rid of
You
the
know what?
price on your head.
I'm gonna go talk to a
Let
fancy
me
lady.
let me tag along with you. I have a few things about myself that maybe, who knows what healing.
So the two of you head there, and then you want to go talk to the
What
fancy
did you
lady.
do this
Yeah.
time?
What are you gonna do?
Died again.
I was also
And-
going to wait for night.
I'm drinking. I'm committed.
Just say that, the demon might have a bit of... No, the demon doesn't
Go
have my
ahead and
soul.
roll me an intelligence.
No.
Vince has a bit of my
Straight
soul.
intelligence.
Natural 20.
You think that if you speak to her about this orb, and then if she doesn't sell it to you and it immediately goes missing, that's going to implicate you immediately.
Also that, yeah, it is kind of a downside.
Well, I find that you're on your own, and I'm going to sit here and drink mead until it's time to talk to a tree.
Well, there's definitely people that can help them if they want to.
One.
More than that.
I don't know anything about it, so.
Yeah, you walked off and she walked off and you guys went, we're fucking off.
I'll happily sneak in with you.
So,
Well, I probably should
Crispin
know, but
and Rotmir,
Myself.
as she catches up to you, she's got longer legs than you and she's never let you forget it. As she
Yeah,
catches
but
up to you,
I'm just as fast as she is now.
as she catches up to you, what do you do?
Are you going to talk or do I have to beat it out of you?
You've never beaten me up. And,
fucking do it.
I don't
Swing
think,
on.
I'm in the right mind for you to try. I might hurt you.
I doubt it.
But, and he looks around and he...
Well, there's plenty of people milling about the streets, going around.
Is there a dark alley or...
There's no such thing as an alley in the city.
Is there a
Trees.
private place within my view?
Yeah, you could go off behind a tree. I mean, imagine that this is buildings interspersed in a forest. So that, none of the buildings are close enough together. They're all far apart from each other. But you can easily walk off to where there's not a crowd of people near one of the larger trees, get behind it and be
Okay.
safe from view.
I wait till she loads up her off foot with all of her balance, and then I push her to one side.
Okay, roll me an athletics check, roll me an acrobatics check.
I have no acrobatics.
Exactly. That's why he's trying to push you.
22. Natural 20.
Minus 3.
That's a 7.
So as you're walking, he suddenly pushes you. You don't fall, but he throws you off your balance where you have to take a couple of stutter steps, turn around, and now he's walking in another direction, correct?
No, I'm guiding her to that private place.
Oh, and so he pushed you towards that tree. As you look back at him, he just steps up around that tree.
Yeah, I'm guiding her to the private place.
And then Dwarven. What in Kyber was that? You could have just said, hey, go over here by the
Kyber
freaky tree.
Well, I saw my window and I took it. But
Could have just said,
something's wrong.
what is it?
And
I
kind
know
of
you're not
show
happy
her
about having
the-
to go, but as she says, I know you're not happy
I
to
want you to roll
go.
your perception check, please.
Ollie. That's a 6.
You remember years ago, in the middle of the night, Rotmir frantically knocked on your door. one of the only of your siblings that he could really confide in. And you always kind of felt the same with him. Vic Rick, he'd sell secrets, and he was kind of shisty, so didn't really want to do anything with him. And your eldest brother, he was always aloof. So you really connected more with Rotmir with that, and he appreciated that. You opened your door, and he closed it, and conspiratorially took off his shirt, which you thought was, what the hell, and showed you on his back this strange swirling pattern that you immediately realized is the same mark that your eldest brother has. Though his is much larger, your eldest brother. And you knew what that meant. And for years, from that day forward, he never disrobed in front of anyone. When you guys would swim in the underground cavern, you'd sneak off. Rotmir would never join you all. People would whisper that he had a fear of water. He'd always be wearing long sleeve clothes no matter how hot it got. He was very protective of it, and you never told anyone about it. But you'll never forget the look of that swirling blue and violet impression on his body, that dragon mark. Now, it's no longer blue, it's a deep purple. At the tips where it ends, from each pathway, as it circles about and ends, at the tip of each beginning and each end, it is almost a crimson. The skin around it looks slightly irritated. Not overly raw or red, just more irritated.
When did this happen?
I noticed it when I was bathing. It's grown, and
It shouldn't be crimson.
This thing is, he shows you here. You don't remember it being there. You remember it on his back. You can see it up on part of his
It
neck
was on
and
his
his
stomach
shoulder.
before. It was always on his chest.
It was always on your chest?
back.
No,
Oh,
was
it was
always
the
on
back?
his
I thought it was on the-
No, it was always on his
Okay.
back. But it's crawled over now. But you haven't seen it to that point.
Is that why they're calling you back?
I don't know if this happened to me. Maybe it's happening to Hasseth and anyone else in House Kondarak.
His has never been crimson, though.
Well, and our host, Grizza, she has a dragon mark that is almost wholly crimson.
You'd recognize that as an aberrant mark.
So maybe all dragon mark houses are having problems.
The man that Perry and Flynn and I talked to yesterday had a dragon mark as well. His was blue though, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, his was blue, so for one of the houses, but didn't see anything odd with his. Yours shouldn't be doing that. And I thought it was as big as it was gonna get.
It's growing.
I've never really fully seen it.
And my mind is changing.
How?
You can say I have fits of rage.
That would explain last night. Do you want me to see if I can try to heal it, or should we talk to somebody? We can ask the tree. We are going to speak to the tree tonight. You can ask about that, and I
don't
can ask.
understand.
Or speaking to the big sentient tree. I'm not a fan of it, but it is a necessary thing. I can ask about the observatory and the keys, or the pieces of the key, and you can ask about this. Could give us some insight. I don't feel good about letting you go back with this happening. Because if you go back and they keep you, no.
Well, if this is in their eyes aberrant, then they won't be keeping me. They'll be killing me.
Exactly. I don't want you to go.
Well, let's go see the armor. Just walk off.
I need to buy clothes too. I'm stuck with dresses.
We go to Lester's Fine Linens.
No! Here's an outpost!
There's fine linens, the green.
He's branching out, franchising. Perry and Vallis, you all head to Basha's place. It looks like Basha. When you all enter, the same young man is behind the desk as he sees you all again. And hold on. She got only one or two people today to see. But hold on a minute. He goes in the back. About 5 minutes later, she comes out with a rag, wiping what looks to be some blood off of her hands. Yeah. Your friend's doing a little better, but I'd like to keep him for another couple of days. You all paid me more than enough to do so, and I greatly appreciate that. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. My name's Basha.
Hey,
I'd shake your hand, but...
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to seeing the blood on the battlefield.
Well, this is more blood of creating a family.
Ah, even better blood.
Much. How can I help you?
Weirdo. I've gotten myself into a bit of a weird state of life.
Friend of yours?
Unfortunately.
Weird state of life.
It seems as though those states tend to follow you and your friends around.
It's
how
more
do you
like
mean?
they follow me around, but you know.
How do you mean?
He's an idiot.
Aside from that, how do I put it this way? I died. Again.
Again.
Okay. Color me surprised.
This is the last time I didn't seem to come all back.
That's a bit outside of my field of expertise, I'm sorry to say. You do look a bit sallow. Perhaps you need some rest, get some sleep.
It's a constant need of mine. Lately.
Well, everyone needs to sleep.
As in, I can never, quite get enough.
Well.
But, I don't know, I'm just trying to reach out to all things I can.
Well, if it's a spiritual matter, maybe a priest. But I can examine you. I know as much of herbology and medical science as I do of the healing arts. I could attempt to see someone with that. Sometimes that helps when magic cannot.
Hey, I'm willing to try anything lately.
Okay. Step back here. She has you go back. She looks at you if you'd like to join him.
I'm going to talk to Sir Marketoff.
Okay. Yeah, you can. He's in it's basically just a big open room in the back, and she has one smaller room that she uses for examinations. He's laying in a bed. He looks like he's doing a bit better, but you can tell losing the use of his left arm is really weighing on him, and he very much wants to get back on the road as soon as possible and head either to Sharn or Karlakton, so that way you guys can get that water, get the holy water, and get the healing wheel carved, so that way he can get the use of his arm back. Because at this point he's feeling a little useless and a little disturbed that Boldry hasn't simply come down and swooped down and cured his wound.
Oh, that's a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Voldride. You said you've met her, right?
Well, technically, Corazon was an aspect of hers, and we're married, so technically I'm married to a god. I guess she'd be my wife, I guess.
Where would Corazon be?
Corazon is bow dry, so I don't think Corazon is here anymore. I think it was basically the embodiment of a test that she put me through to see whether I'd succumb to the lust of the flesh, or I would. It was a way to, I believe, a way to test me, to see if I was worthy of her gifts. And he shows it where he has the mark on his hand, but even this hasn't been able to help. I'm not sure if this is another test or not. I've never been a religious man before. If this is the way it is, it's a lot of tests, and I'm a terrible note taker.
That is life. I can get us to Sean.
Well, when I have the energy to move, I'd greatly like you to take me there. I'm sure we can find a priest powerful enough to bless the water for us.
True.
Over to you. She takes you in the room. All right. Take your shirt off. Get up on the bench there.
Before she even asked me, I already have half off.
When she turns around and sees you, look down, and it's like it happened yesterday.
Same pain and everything?
If you touch it, it's still tender. It doesn't hurt unless you physically, but you can literally stick your finger still about a half inch to, in some places, maybe just a quarter inch into some of these wounds. You can still feel that the flesh behind is knitted, but the wounds are still there. And she lets out a gasp. Oh, gods! Lady Boldry, what happened to you?
A lot.
And she begins very aggressively, like opening some of these up and looking, and it hurts. But I mean, she's poking and prodding, and
I do my best to put on a good show for her.
I don't understand. How are you alive? You said you came back like this. Look,
Aye.
resurrection's not something that happens often, but from what I understand, if it's able to be accomplished, then anyone who has wounds, they're healed when they come back.
Like I said, it wasn't 100% successful.
Well, I'm sorry to say, the greatest feat that I have would be with the help I'm going to supply to your friends, but I don't think that would assist you at all, because you're not actually hurt.
Maybe not
He's
so
just
much
holy.
5 minutes ago.
Well, whatever malady you have, it's not one of the flesh. I would suggest repent.
Good
Talk to a
luck.
priest.
I need lots of that.
Head to the Coldenberg Library and research whatever that is. But that is well beyond my purview.
Well, thank you for taking a look.
I'm sorry I can't assist you.
It's alright.
Now, as you turn to leave, she's like,
A gold piece for your troubles?
she takes it and puts it in her pocket.
So I have a
Couple
question,
cards,
right?
thank you.
So he has perpetual holes. Like I didn't realize that they were that deep. Does he have to like when he cleans himself, whatever? Do they grow like mold or like what is that like? Since you're the one that left them in him, I'm curious now. Like does
When
he have to
showered, he didn't have to clean them out, but
They collect lint like a belly button?
not really.
Oh.
But
like if he falls shirtless in a puddle of mud, does he have to dig the grains of sand and grit out?
you'd have to try.
But this is Perry.
You're collecting more dirt in your holes than usual, there, lad.
He's a dirty man.
No.
Dirty man.
You all have noticed that as time has gone on, he looks more and more like he's tired, though you don't feel any different. But he's definitely dropped about 10 to 15 pounds.
Ooh.
Is it like
Emaciated,
Begin
like
with.
sunken in
Yeah,
iron.
he always looks like he hasn't slept in days. He looks very sallow. He's much paler than he was. Like, he gets more sun than any of you all. and he's getting slightly paler.
Like
Only
my
because I'm
color,
covered
right?
in feathers.
Not quite to where you are yet, because you're super. Well, actually, you've tanned up a bit because you've been out in the open. But at your whitest, he's not quite there yet. But he's definitely not nearly as.
So like
tan
a
as he
revenant
used to be.
Michael Jackson.
No, he's not quite that.
So,
skinny
is this the situation with Omo? Does it look like that?
yet. I'm sorry.
Like the situation where we're going down to Omo?
No, this is like that. You could tell he was wasting away. This, he just looks different. He has energy. He still is able to, like, what was happening to him, and there you could literally see him, like you could hear him coughing constantly, and blood was in his sputum. Every once in a while he'd have a nosebleed. This, nothing like that has happened. If anything, he seems like he can take a hit better than any of you. I mean, even Rotmir takes hits. You see him take a hit, and it's like it barely affects him.
So it's like,
can he
do I have an
like
idea what's
little
going
mouths,
on?
Like,
Hello, my name is Perry.
No, if you try to open it, that hurts like crazy.
So please don't. Hello, my name is Perry.
It's more like you can stick your finger into it, like you can, but that hurts to do that. Oh, the rest of the time it's like they're closed, but gentle pressure reopens them.
Sounds like a zombie.
And occasionally I, looking around and like, brains?
Zombie dick.
Brains? What?
Zombidic.
If somebody,
Can't be a zombie.
like you guys have seen this transition slowly taking over or taking hold of him. Somebody who never knew him before just walked up, they would just assume, oh, he's just tired, or he's yada yada yada. They wouldn't immediately assume that, oh, he's sick. They might be like, oh, maybe you should get some rest. Like, you've been working too hard type thing. It's not to the point of, like, you look sickly near death thing. Not like when he was suffering from the wasting disease.
what type of STDs do they have in Eberron? Because he might have any of them to like the average viewer.
No.
All of them.
I
All
clean
of
him
it.
all the time.
I would have to say the prevalency of the mark of healing, with the ability to remove diseases with simple spells, STDs are pretty easily controlled in Eberron.
But what about
Well,
I cure him all
with
the
him,
time.
like, even worst case scenario like him or Flynn when he's in a mood.
With Perry.
Because
Here's the thing.
This is like patient zero right here.
No, because here's the thing. Perry sleeps with people who say yes, and usually the people who say yes are a little more on the grimy side.
Man has
Flynn,
class.
no one says no to.
With
So
Perry, it's not the clap, it's applause.
Yeah, right.
You whore!
Nice job. That was awesome.
Thank you, Archer.
People say no to Flynn.
Rarely. Usually because
There's like one.
Yeah, usually because their heart belongs to
Oh,
them.
that's
Well,
right.
There's been
The
two.
demon.
There's been two, but one of them was infatuated with somebody else, and the other one wanted to kill Perry. I'm sorry, killed Perry.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Let's
say-
get that
Yeah, you
correct.
should have
Oh,
taken
that's
this.
right. You were all because you were trying to hit on the demon, and she went past you.
The funny thing is,
And
almost
went
half the
for
people
me.
at this table have died.
No.
Yes.
No, remember Flynn said no, you can have her, like initially he kinda like guided her towards Perry, and
Yeah,
that's where
right.
Perry got
Oh, I
penetrated.
did, didn't I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
helped him
Yeah,
get penetrated
I helped him get
a
penetrated.
lot.
Sorry about that, buddy. At
His
least
is-
I have your soul in my belt.
Half of it.
I'd like that.
You have no
back,
idea
please.
what's in that.
That's true.
I'm going with Perry's soul. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's ugly.
Make
It's
any
gotta be Perry's
assumptions
soul.
you like.
It smells of syphilis, it's definitely his soul.
So, getting back to
Anyways.
Herbal lettuce.
Arnums, go ahead and roll me a gather information check, please. Sorry, investigation.
Investigation.
Sometimes 3.5 still reaches over the head.
Well, investigation is, I guess, gather information to a point. I believe that is probably a 16. Let's go with 16.
16?
Yeah. Oops.
You can ask actually Grizza about Tendai, and she tells you, oh yeah, she always has an honorable place amongst the nobles that come in and can speak to Olian. She always has a standing. I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but she always gives, like, if she wants to see him, she'll be there at the ceremony each year. Always has a place there.
Invitation.
There you go. She always has a standing invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
if you all wish to speak to Olian, maybe a bit hard to do that now, so considering how close it is to Midwinter Night. But you all are welcome to the party and drink with us.
We speak to Oli.
Oh, that's a great honor. But
Then we party and drink with you.
I would expect nothing less from the Mighty Nine.
99.
Not
the big month,
Knights of Fate. Wow.
Shame.
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Shame.
Are you cheating on us
The
with another
Knights of
crew?
Fate. The Knights of Fate.
No.
We spend more time.
Yes,
we spend
critical
more
role.
time closer to 9 than they do.
Very true. Very true. So for the Knights of Fate, I would expect no less than you all getting not only an audience with Olean, but you're all's penchant for drinking and trouble. It's well known, well chronicled by Cornbury Chronicle.
What penchant for drinking in trouble?
Like last night,
I never got in trouble. I sung and entertained the people. I am a philanthropist.
while your friend beat another man bloody into unconsciousness.
It wasn't that bad.
that
He
was
didn't
amazing.
die.
Oh, he didn't die, but he's not going to be up and about for the next few days.
Where is he? I healed him.
As far as I know, he's going to be back at the barracks. He's Warden of the Wood.
Oh, that's not good.
He's got a bit of a temper.
Eh?
He may be laid up for a few days, but that's probably for the best. I'd save your heals for people who deserve it.
Well, if the goddess favors him, maybe he gets lucky and gets healed. Blessings upon everyone.
Blessings upon you too. Would you like another?
Yeah, I bless the meat too.
God, you get so twitchy when you do that too. Like your eyes get kind of buggy. You're like, let's explain on. No, it's like
For the
like
for
you
the
know
sake
you're
of
fucking
time,
lying.
for the sake of time, night falls.
And we still haven't done the armor thing.
Did everyone die?
You guys can easily get your armor. Can pick up your armor at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when he manages to finish. And once he gives you guys your armor, he turns around, bolts his shop closed, and goes off. And he gets rip roaring drunk.
He has the money to do it.
Especially now. Now he has the money to get drunk 100 times over.
Am I able to find a place while we're waiting for the armor that sells clothing?
You can find a variety of various carriages that are selling wares from all across the land. Right now, this place is almost a mecca for any kind of mercantile trade.
Wait, stuff from the
Dwarven
halls?
fashion?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
dwarven fashion.
In
Not your size.
oh,
Dwarven fashion and dwarven sizes. Your size, you find almost everything else, but most of the stuff that's going to fit you is men's.
I shall assist.
Is there any armor shops?
I was about to
in
say
town?
elven stuff, but no, they're
Yeah,
entirely
the one
too
that just
dwarven-like.
closed.
Oh, the only armor shop just
that's
closed.
Yeah,
Jerry.
he has his 2 orders for the day, and this is like working Christmas Eve. Like he's done his 2 orders, and now he's going home, and that's it. Like he's not working the next day. He's not working that. He's not working the rest of the day. Probably just recovering tomorrow. Like this is apparently a very big deal for these people.
It's drinking.
This festival, yeah.
How
He
much?
he
like don't
leaves
pass
at
on street
3
fest,
o'clock,
but
and 3
it's
o'clock
intense.
does not end until the next day.
Don't fight. I bargained for you.
He's a dwarf.
But
That's
you can
sweet.
easily find yourself at least some workable clothes. Nothing too ostentatious, but you can find some workable clothes for the cost of travel clothes in the player's handbook.
I will bargain.
Okay. No.
Okay. Go ahead.
You're off doing your thing. I'm with.
Oh, so you travel with her?
Please let me bargain for someone. I so
Go ahead.
rarely get to screw people out of money.
It has been a good long while since you've done so.
That's only a 27.
They'll give you 20% off. So 20% off the travel clothes.
Yay!
Fine. So 20.
Can I find something that is
Yeah.
reflects
Probably
my
like a
change of mind,
Right.
How so?
more primal yet still dwarven?
What? Like
Dressing like a barbarian.
you can when she's going and looking for clothing, if you follow her, she finds a place that's selling dwarven fashion, and there's some brightly red, like dwarven style tunic and trousers.
They just don't fit to
Primal,
me.
like animal furs,
Oh, yeah,
barbarian stuff.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and mainly what people are wearing in this place are animal furs and things like that. These places, Greenheart is for hunters, and they waste nothing from the animals.
Okay, so I now look like a barbarian and
Wearing plate.
wearing plate.
Barbarian
To
knight.
him too.
With,
And he
with-
did a pretty good job. He's not the best artisan, to be honest. He mainly does things like horseshoes and things like that. But he does a good enough job that it's usable now.
Okay.
So you're not suffering check penalties for anything else. So you got that. So it's working well enough. You all go around purchasing other small things like that. That stuff we can work out details
Some
on.
flamboyant
But-
clothing.
Tobacco.
It is just before nightfall
Sounds
that the revelry really begins to build,
Cigars.
as they have several of the guests of honor that show up. Tendai is among them. And with Tendai is a rather large bear, but it has the head of an owl, and feathers cover about the top half of its body. Then it trades into fur on the back side of this creature, and she rides this creature like it's a mount.
I miss one.
This woman is probably in her late 60s, gray hair, up in a bun. She wears furs that pretty closely resemble the animal that she is riding. And while it seems like it could tear you in half, any one of you, it is as tame as a dog would be in this situation. And there's even children who come up and they'll pet it and stuff like that. And you'll have other kids daring each other to see if they can get close to it. One of the kids is brave enough that he comes up with a rather large salmon and holds it out. And the owlbear at first looks like it's ferocious. It's got those black bear eyes, so you have no idea. It just kind of looks through you like it's calculating whether or not you're worth the energy to eat. And it looks at the kid that way, and the kid just closes his eyes and nearly pisses himself as it gently reaches out and takes the salmon from him.
I see you got a
Dark is like
type
moving
there.
through because he's wanted one of these for a
Yeah,
long
you're
time.
staring at this.
Like I'm pushing people out of the way to
Yeah.
get closer. I want to bargain.
Oh, you see, yeah, as there's a collection of people moving. She's just moving through. You get to the front and you start yelling.
Hey, how much for one of those? I want one. Since the last lad, I need it. I need it. Don't take my dream.
Oh my god.
Let me.
Oh my god.
Okay. You see her look at you, and while she smiles, her eyes don't change.
Oh.
They're cold and calculating. And she looks down at her bald-headed assistant, dark skin, very nice clothes, but you can still tell there's House Botanist is a family before it's a business, and you can tell this person is probably adopted into the family.
Mhm.
But while he looks good, you can tell he still has to work with his hands. He probably, he's probably well versed in dealing with animals, even though he probably works very closely with her. He nods at her and then walks crisply up to you with his back very straight. While he speaks like a regular person, his mannerisms are very noble in stature. As he looks at you and, yes, sir. If you'd like to make a purchase of one of these animals, you can meet with us on the morrow after the festivities, and we can set down the basics of the breeding of this animal, the training of this animal, and the delivery of the animal. That is usually a 9-month period from time of purchase, if you are interested.
Can I take a book and then train it on the go?
We can't allow an animal of that temperament to be trained by someone who isn't of the house.
I miss my kava.
We have
I twitch.
certain standards. Would you like me to take your name down so you may see us on the morrow?
Darkest Stoneborn of the Knights of Fate.
He writes that down with a flourish. It'll be 3 o'clock tomorrow is our closest opening. Come see us then, and we will set aside the details. The deposit is 15,000 gold pieces. I trust you will have that with you on the morrow. Enjoy the rest of the festivities. And he puts the quill back in his coat, snaps the book closed, turns around, and catches back up with 10 die.
Wow. Could be that kind of money in this party.
He goes back to Flynn, like he just like echolocates Flynn's ego with his telepathy and just like finds him like, hey, how much do you need a kidney?
All of my organs. Why do
No.
you ask?
How
You
much
gotta
do
see
you
about
need
finding
someone
a
else's
time to
kidney?
skulk away.
I don't.
Fair.
I need to take a
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
If you want to tag along, you should leave now.
I could
Do you
get
go first?
I could get an owlbear, but I need
Yeah.
1,500
Okay.
gold.
I need a stealth check from you.
18,000.
Pass without trace.
Oh dear God!
And who are you doing?
He looks at the piece of paper again, just like
Just you and him?
Yeah, just me and him.
I can't.
So
count
add
that
10 to
high.
that.
Just the two of us.
Why do you
Roll a 1 and a 2?
I rolled a 1 and a fucking 2! Like, what the fuck?
It's not a 1.
Well, I
He
reattuned to
has
the
advantage
hood.
from the cloak.
I have advantage from
Ah.
the cloak. That's why I reattuned to it. It's
And I
still
rolled
a funny thing is
What
it's
are
still
y'all
a-
rolling
it's still a
for?
15.
Is it for my owlbear? Y'all better not be fucking up.
Right?
It's a total of 25 with the.
And I rolled a 5.
Well, you've got an
my
amazing,
owlbear?
so you're good.
Right?
Bunny.
That's a 32.
Jesus fucking
25
Christ.
and 32.
Wow.
I keep forgetting how high
The
your
two
stab
of
people.
you
Don't
easily
stab
beat
people.
passive perceptions
No,
from
no
pretty much
stabbing.
everybody.
No stabbing.
You guys are now in a different campaign. Come back next week.
Okay. Hopefully the rest of the party will catch up to us.
You guys easily can slink away, and you know the location of her house. Because it's one of those things of you ask anyone, and they literally just go there, and you can almost see it from any location
Oh,
in
he's just
the
being
city.
a stalker.
The second largest tree after Olean is where the house of Avodalis Enclave is. And it is a series of rooms that have been tacked on to this tree around it. The tree itself has been woodworked around these structures to hold them in place, but it almost looks like Legos have been placed inside the tree, spiraling up this thing.
Right.
It's connected in some places. There are ladders, in some places there are staircases, but it is almost a hodgepodge of various structures that are placed there. You know that there is some training that's done here, though most of the animal care is done at the ground floor. Now, Avodalis is very much, they like the architecture of the old orcs and the half orcs. They like very open and airy, and you can see at least 2 balconies that
Distance away as I can manage, and see which of the sections of room actually appears to be the most heavily guarded.
it's hard to
Assuming
make
there's
out too much that's in there. Now, at the ground floor, where most people would enter,
Sorry.
there's there are 2 guards.
Nah.
You don't see too much movement up there. You do see that in the balcony, the balconies are on the same level on opposite sides. One of the balconies is directly adjacent to what looks like a staircase that goes up. The other one, you can see light from that one. That one is the almost tallest structure of this tree.
We should probably start with that tall one.
Why?
Though it is the most likely to be occupied.
Question is, how am I going to get up there?
I can carry you
Yeah.
slowly. The more important, how are you going to get down?
I deal with that.
I have
Gravity.
something you can use.
Well, at this point, they're already gone.
Yeah, we did.
You should have asked.
Yeah,
Should have.
I.
Okay, so we're with you two now. What are you guys doing?
Oh my god.
I'll get this guy up to that floor as quietly as I can.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check first, and then roll me a stealth check.
That one is a 21.
Okay. You feel you've been working out. You're still moving slow. I mean, it's still gonna take you
Aranos lifts.
a little over a minute to fly up from the ground, carrying him. But you're able to do so. Now, which end are you going to do? The lit end, or are you going to go to the light, the balcony with light emanating from it, or the dark balcony on the other side of the tree?
I'll go ahead and drop him at the dark one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go and show you guys what I'm talking about.
Yay! Someone wanted this story to go this way.
Oh, I had more plans though, just so you know.
I never said I wasn't
Does it
gonna.
have to be
I never said I wasn't gonna
15,000?
steal it.
Yes. I mean, you might be able to
You are a
negotiate
DD
that.
bastard.
You can break flames.
Huh?
DD.
But where we're all going.
This is all the gold I have.
Wow, you're poor.
Are we counting the gemstone with Perry's soul in it, or just my other money?
You're not allowed to sell my soul.
I haven't taken a lot of the cuts.
How do we bring down the value?
Mind you,
We
whenever
haven't bought
y'all take.
anything or sold anything for a little
That
bit.
house looks familiar. I'm not going in it.
Want to move that Tyrannosaurus, please?
Oh shit! Not this
Oh
house.
God!
Yeah,
No.
no, right?
No.
I know this house.
This is where someone got dragged away.
And
Drag back
for the sake of
in.
this, I will go ahead and
Two of
move
them.
this stuff to make it much easier
This is
for you
where
all to
me and
see.
Flynn invaded
This
everybody.
is the balcony on the back side. You
Wait,
can
no,
see
I was Flynn.
that there is...
At that time.
In the
No,
back.
no, it's fine.
The
You can see that there is light emanating from underneath the door that's there. Let me just fix a few of these.
I'm sorry,
All these
but
bits
you're
and
probably
bobs
oh,
that I
that's
have
the
spent
light balconies over there.
days,
You're out
Forty
the
here.
last
minutes.
couple of days painting.
I want to feed it people.
Look at that.
Now, Kushla, I want to outfit.
That probably would be best.
And
Wanted one since 3.5.
And I want to rock.
I may try to give you guys a nice
You can get a rock. They're all over the ground.
I'm fairly proud of the work that I put into this one.
Oh, look at the bookcases and stuff.
And
Look at the desk!
a very, very large library.
Take pictures. Put on the thing.
So,
Just saying.
you drop him there. Do you enter the same balcony that he does?
Actually, I was gonna fly around to the lit one, like cling to it, just take a look inside, or maybe give it a
Are
flyby.
you waiting for while he's doing that? It's gonna
You
take
should
him.
probably wait. I don't know if you can get through that door without me.
I go up and inspect the door.
Yeah, I guess.
While you're moving around,
Yeah, I
go
can-
ahead. We'll keep your stealth check that you rolled already. Go ahead and give me your investigation.
Okay. Don't move the camera. It is perfect.
18.
So we are gonna do this. 18. The door is locked.
Now we're gonna get kicked out of the village.
It is a very nice door.
Only if they do.
It's
Guilt by
a
association.
oak door that's been reinforced with iron bands.
Hey.
As you move around, you flit from branch to branch, and you look inside. You can see that there is a fire burning. And sorry, this one is in the wrong place.
Was the candle over there?
Yeah, you can see there is candlelight coming from a candelabra next to the bed that is emanating out.
Is there someone in the bed?
No, the bed looks like it has been made. It is tucked in tightly. Inside this room, you see a couple of bookshelves and a
Does this
cabinet.
look like the Lady Vidalis's personal chambers?
It looks very well adorned and very ornately decorated. There's a single bed in the room. There is a used goblet and plate that are dirty that still sit on the center table. The chair that's in this room looks like it costs more than your armor.
Well, that's saying a shitload considering this shit's an artifact.
That's how much money y'all have.
This is
Mahogany from
definitely-
Melchior 7!
This is
If I
definitely
saw my plate.
probably very ornately decorated room that if this isn't her bedchamber, then this is somebody who is incredibly important
Does it
bedchamber.
Look like anything in there has been disturbed recently besides that food.
The place looks like it's pretty tidy. There is an open book on a desk in front of you, next to that very plush-looking chair. Other than that, that's it. You do see. Go to roll me your perception check, please.
Arg! Oh, I get 1. Ah, you son of a bitch. That's an 11.
11.
Always with that.
It's kind of hard to make out anything else. There's not a whole lot of light in that room. And I mean, the plate and cup look like they glitter like gold.
100, right?
the
As
sheets
much
that
as I
we blanket on
I have to
bed
resist
looks-
the urge to not steal all the shinies.
And the stand that the candle sits upon,
So you need
it
1,000
looks like
pounds.
it's gold as well.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Or do you need?
Oh,
Now,
go ahead.
at this point, now you're standing at the door.
Oh, I need 10,000.
What do you do?
Does the door look trapped at all?
Well, with your investigation, looks good.
Looks good.
Oh my god.
It is locked though.
It is locked.
And I actually wrote that to fun.
Do you try and pick it?
Okay, do you have these tools?
Nope.
So go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Motherfucker! Thanks for reminding me that I don't have them either. You jackass.
Just straight dexterity?
I'm gonna be a little
You're
bit
not,
certain.
yeah, you have no thieves tools, so you don't get that added
Maybe there.
proficiency, so it's straight dexterity.
I'm not even proficient with them. That's 23.
23. You pull a one of your small thin rods that you keep for engraving on the barrel of the barrel of your rifle, and you stick that in there. You move it around a bit, and you hear click.
Perfect.
Try and carefully pull the door open.
You. This room is dark. You roll me a perception check, please.
Is that
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh, that is going to be a good one. I was going to use dark vision, but I don't think I really need it. 26.
There is barely any light in this room to see by, but there's light under this door that emanates out from it. You can just make out there's a couple of glitters in this room. On the table, it looks like they had been playing a game not unlike that of Mahjong or dominoes. The pieces themselves look incredibly exquisitely made. There's also a pile of gold coins in the center of the table. Next to that, on what looks to be a bar, like a dry bar, there are 6 bottles of various sizes that are stacked up there. And there's a small leather pouch. On the opposite side, you can see on 2 very ornately made cabinets, you see various sizes of glass cups, champagne flutes, wine glasses, all made of crystal and glass, which is incredibly rare.
Loot that bitch.
As well as a few other bottles
Don't
of
need it now,
wine
where?
and other things that are behind the doors of these cabinets.
We don't have a bag of holding.
On the bar, I go and grab one of the bottles.
Which bottle? There are several. They run of sizes. There's a short and fat one. There's one that's a square bottle that's a little bit bigger. There's the tallest bottle that looks the closest to a wine bottle, but it has a strange hourglass kind of shape.
I'll take that one.
You take that one, okay, and you stick it in your bag.
And the leather pouch.
And do you open it up or you just throw it in there?
Throw it in.
Okay, you pick up the leather pouch and throw it in there. Okay. So make sure you write those down.
And then I go over and peer, if I can, underneath the door.
So at this point, as he's moving towards the door,
I was gonna see about flapping into the balcony
you can
quietly. If I
pretty
can
quietly
manage.
move into the balcony and slowly make your way in. Go ahead and roll me another perception check now that you're actually within the room itself.
That's nice, sir. 15.
15. You can see that there is very bright light that is emanating from a door up a set of stairs.
So that one.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and see about popping over to this door.
And with a 15, Perry, I do need a stealth check from you, please.
Net 1.
6. Which makes that a... What did I say?
You had like 16 or 17 to stealth.
Right?
So
That's a 20.
Well, you should have one.
he has over a 20 here. So.
Okay.
33.
Yeah,
Oh,
What is-
yeah, that's right.
What is your bonus to stealth? It's plus.
17 plus 10.
Yeah, I don't have the plus
Okay.
10 anymore.
So 27 to whatever I roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have
Expertise.
expertise on stealth. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he has a 23 dexterity.
Hmm. I have expertise to stealth as well, but your ridiculous dex is what gives
He has
it
a
to me.
what?
That's what good role playing got him with the gods.
Oh, that's right.
You make your way into the room. You head straight for the stairs.
No, I'm going over it. I was gonna go open the door for Perry that I don't know that he's opened yet.
Okay.
I got invisibility.
As you move up to that door, you can see this bedchamber is locked, but it's from this side. There is a lock on the door.
Right, I'll go ahead and, I guess, unlock it.
Well, as you move up to the door, it slowly creaks open, and your heart stops for just a moment until you see his head peek out from the other side of the
And
door.
then I see him, and my heart stops.
Yes.
I'm like, fuck!
Don't freak me out like that.
Oh, sorry. The crow calls at midnight. Wait, I'm not a crow. God damn it.
Let's go find this orb before I steal everything around here. It's all shiny.
I'll go ahead and lock the door back.
Why is it?
Okay.
Why is the bird not the
And-
one that's like the shining?
I am resisting the urge to steal all the shinies. I'm a professional, damn it!
Don't!
I'm a professional, damn it!
As you
Let's just
steal
say that
everything.
Candelabra sticking out of the shirt.
Let's
I'm
just
not
say
like that dick from the
what
Steve
are-
series.
So what are the two of you doing?
Gonna make my way up the stairs and we can both give it a once over.
yeah, stealthily going around.
Okay, so you both checking? So you both can roll, or somebody can roll with advantage.
They're gonna be
Roll
like
with advantage.
every other
Okay.
character in Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
I think there's
Except
minors.
everything
Oh
is
Jesus!
I know,
Could
right?
have been better.
Investigation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you trained in it?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Alright.
not
15.
anything anymore.
The door itself is locked. Again, it is a very nice oak door with banded iron. It looks like it would be very tough to break it down.
There you go.
Me? You're the fucking one with
You're the one who opened the door over there.
Oh, yeah. I'll give it a try then.
I just
You're
picture
a
him doing all
dickhead,
this
no,
while
you're a
whispering.
dickhead, no, you're a dickhead.
You guys
God,
bicker
out
like
thieving the thief without tools. I
You
feel
guys
bad.
bicker like a
23
married
again.
couple. I'm just gonna say.
As you slide that, this didn't work before. It can work again. You slide it in. You hear that click, and you feel a prick.
Oh.
I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, you don't have me there for it.
Natural 20!
Natural 20. Okay.
He feels so good, he gains health.
Right? He's cured of his zombie-itis.
Okay. So you would
Just a
take
syphilis.
36 poison damage and be blinded, but instead
I'm glad you opened
you're
that.
taking 18 points of poison damage.
What am I resistant against
It's
right now?
on your character sheet.
Necrotic.
Most likely
Oh, yeah.
necrotic.
Okay. So you said 16?
18.
18.
Math is hard.
And I'm not playing.
You see it, you hear this, and you see it clear as day as he's doing that. A needle slides out and into his finger, and you just see, oh, he gets a little green in the gills
So,
for a moment.
how
but
fast do we need to move? I should be looking at you.
You see him blinking as tears stream out of his eyes, but he seems to be okay. The tough son of a bitch.
I think I'm good.
The look on your face is perfect.
I'm letting you unlock the doors. You can have my tools. I'll train you how to use them.
So there I
You
was.
did
No
successfully
shit,
unlock the door.
by myself.
Oh my god.
I say we
Carefully and quietly open the door.
That says that
In this
according to
room.
here that you're speaking bullshit.
There is a brazier next to the door that still burns,
Oh.
but gives off no heat. There is also a candle that burns. If you were to approach that and rubbing your hand over it, as if you would the one in her room, you would know that it also bears no heat. They are ever burning. It illuminates the most extensive library that you all have come across in your travels. A myriad of bookshelves packed with books of various different bindings. Outside of the the Library of Kornberg, there are as many tomes in this room as there are in Thriva's private collection, if not more.
Ooh.
To your left,
I thought some of those
you
shells looked suspiciously
see
familiar.
a very strange apparatus. Actually, all these bookshelves are new. There's a very strange apparatus in the center of the room. At its center is a orb. Attached to a center column of that, you have other orbs that seem to be orbiting around this very, very slowly. There is almost a clockwork type of movement to this, and you can see that there is what looks to be almost a dial at the top of it. That one that would move this. Let me go ahead before I give too much away. Get a perception check from both of you, please.
Looks like a friggin'.
It's like it's not what you're looking for.
What was it again? Intelligence?
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. That is a. Hey, thank God. Finally rolled high. 20.
13.
You can clearly see that piece at the top of it. You can adjust it, and it will change the locations. There appear to be hundreds of different points that you can move this lever to.
Are any of those orbs my orb?
Not sure. Not until you can take a closer look. At the opposite end of that, on your right side, you see a golden pedestal. Sitting atop the pedestal is a silver and platinum owl that's eyes are ruby gems that looks at you, its head turning to you all, and it moving in a very jerky, not fluid motion, very robotic in its movement. As it stares at the both of you, it makes no movement to move off of the pedestal, and it does not move its body at all, just its head.
Well, now that we've been spotted, you might want to cover your face.
Against the wall, you see a desk with various books and ledgers open, some others closed. Next to the desk is a large pile of books stacked one on top of the other. Papers stick out from in between the stacks. Next to the end of the bookcases, just almost straight ahead, you see an ornate alabaster pedestal. Upon it sits a red pillow. Upon that pillow sits a crown. To your left is a closed door that you can see light emanating from beneath it.
I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that if we're going to be doing nefarious operations that we would have covered our faces already.
It wouldn't make much of a difference for me.
Oh, fair enough.
It's like, is he wearing a Totori's mask?
Yeah, he's like, make sure you cover your face. It reminds me of the scene from Hot Shots Part 2 where they hand the black guy the black face paint and he just looks at them like, really? Really? So,
go check out those orbs. I'm going to go over to this bookcase and take a quick 30 seconds and see if I find anything looking like it might be.
Investigation check from both of you, please.
I will, however, go ahead and keep my wings tucked close so it looks like a cloak rather than wings. Maybe it can be confused into thinking I got a Totori's mask.
Natural one.
Investigate 15. A 15.
There's none of these books have bindings, and after getting stuck, or none of them have like titles on the bindings. After you get stuck with the poison needle, the first one you're like, you can look at it, and it looks like each of these shelves has a keyhole next to each row, and it looks like some kind of mechanism locks this.
Oh.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 15.
You approach this.
No,
This is ornately made and beautiful. As you look at the lever, you don't move it, but you can very faintly hear the clockwork workings inside. As the central orb, other orbs circle around it.
Yeah. No, now I'm close enough.
And you can see that one of these orbs is closer than the others. But as you follow the path that it sits on, moving outward, you can see that that one would move away and another would move closer and be closer to the central orb. And it seems as if they all function the same way. They all are moving in a very precise fashion.
Does any of the orbs?
None of it looks like it disconnects. They all look like they're part of the arm that's attached to the center apparatus. They're all part of that. very nicely made, but each of these is made of brass or bronze. They're not made of. They're not the onyx and sapphire. Even they're painted.
But it's not
clearly-
swirly.
Yeah, but it's not the same description that was given to you by Queen Alita.
Well, that won't do. You care to pick another lock? I mean, how much you want to bet that one's locked? I mean, redundancy and all that.
Do you go over there and check?
I'll give it a quick once over.
Roll me an investigation check.
That is a 9.
It's definitely locked.
I see nothing! And I'm
It's
assuming it's
definitely
poison.
What do you do?
I go
Why
over
wouldn't
and
it be? Watch out for traps. Just the same.
you know, it was a good idea. I checked for traps.
Roll investigation.
God damn, it's a good thing you have a higher bonus. Jeez.
Right? 15.
15? It's fine to you.
Don't pay attention to that voice from the sky. It's trapped.
Picked a lock.
Roll a
Oh, that sucked. At this point, you're rolling higher than me.
14.
14. You stick it into the lock once again, and you're fishing around and fishing around and fishing around, and nothing seems to be happening. Then you both hear a sound.
Hold my breath.
Yeah, right?
I need both of you to roll me Constitution saving throws, please.
And they die.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hey, it was actually kind this time. And I don't have a fucking bonus, so that's a 16.
13.
13?
The dice give us, and the dice
You
take it
both
away.
begin coughing as this gas is acrid in your nostrils. It
Acrid.
hurts.
Oh, actually, I
to
do have a
breathe.
+1, so that's a 17.
Wait,
Wait, do I have an advantage on this one? That was only against magic.
that's only against magic. This isn't magic.
It's just gas.
You take 44 points of poison damage. You take 22 points of poison damage.
Holy shit.
I need you to get money from my
As
not die.
the floor
Yeah,
that you
of course,
all are
wait.
standing on, you can now see that there are holes before the door, and there is gas
I'll be
billowing up from those holes.
Oh well.
You don't need his money no more.
Which way does this door open?
Smash his brains.
This door opens outward. You can see the ring on the door, so you got to open that and pull it open.
Well, I
Is
go.
it unlocked?
No, you only stop because you started.
Well, if you care to give it another shot, once again,
Yeah.
without my tools, I'm kind of worthless.
Okay, go ahead
at
and
this.
roll again.
Why don't you have your tools?
Because they broke on the fake door.
Oh.
I broke that.
24.
I destroyed them
24.
opening that door.
Now, coughing and wheezing, you just kind of blindly shake it as hard as you can, and you finally hear a click, and you can wrench the door open.
And I immediately
Now,
bumps through it.
when the door opens, I need you both to roll me another Constitution saving throw, please.
72.
I wish. Ah, you rolled off a 19. That's a 10.
10.
10 and 10?
Taking all
Okay.
that.
How do I have a bit of
Once the door is open, the gas itself
Like a
stops.
+8.
But
Oh, they have my
I
constitution, which
rolled
makes
very,
sense.
I rolled very good last time, and I rolled very bad this time. That is 31
So
points
that-
of poison damage to both of you.
Ow. Not a good day. Not a good
I'm
day.
really
at all.
squishy.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
26.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm actually tougher than you.
Yeah.
A lot tougher.
I'm
That's
not a super
hard.
nerd though.
The
Man.
door is open.
I can't.
There
very
is
nerd.
yet another bookshelf in this room.
That's there.
There is a
Yeah.
desk.
This
Books
over there.
piled in a stack on top, one on top of the
Oh,
other.
you're actually right over here though too.
Listen up, guys. Books stacked, one on top of the other on this desk.
Sometimes.
The gas has stopped, and while this room stinks now, like rotten eggs.
Well, I think they know we're here.
Yeah, they're gonna know that we were here.
For cure wounds.
Mhm.
Which that's a nice.
Right.
What do you-
I'll take a quick look see around since I
20,
kind of
10.
vaguely know what I'm looking for.
What are you checking?
I guess I'll start with the desk, see if there's anything.
Roll me an investigation check.
Around the books. That is a 21.
21. As you look through the desk, you can see these books are very well used. There's scribbles on this paper. You see all sorts of animal diagrams, including a few of these bears that you all have heard of. You can see that the shelf in this that the desk has several drawers. Looking into two of the first two drawers, you open the first one. There's writing materials there, and ink wells and quills. You look in the second drawer, and in the second drawer, nestled on a velvet blanket, is an orb about the size of a baseball that has a bluish tint to it, but most of it just seems dark.
I do believe this is what we're after. I'll see if I can get it into. I'll pick it up on the blanket and see if I can get it into some light, and avoid the avoid the gaze of that.
So you don't touch it. You pick it up by the blanket.
I'm assuming the worst and trying to avoid the gaze of the owl.
As you raise it up and the light catches it, that sapphire almost explodes like fireworks across its surface.
This is definitely what we're after. Pack.
I grab one of the random books.
You walk up to the bookshelf. Roll me an investigation check, please.
Grab the bear.
And you're doing this while he's searching the desk.
Haha! 25.
Each of these books, there's probably 50 of them, and each one of them has a 15-foot long chain attached from the bookshelf to the book.
Anything that's not chained?
Each one of these tomes is chained. The only ones that are not are the ones that are sitting on the desk. You can see where they're missing portions. All of those books are currently on the desk behind you.
I grab one from the desk.
Just a top book. Okay, top book into your bag.
We are not nearly in
it's
enough
at this
trouble.
point that you see him open this drawer and pull out the orb. Now, while you are mesmerized looking at the orb, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Ooh. 24.
24. You hear the sound of creaking wood. I mean something heavy walking on a wood floor.
It's time to get the fuck out of here.
Indeed. Go wrap it up. It's already in my bag.
Let's see, with the 24, it sounds like it's in the room adjacent to you guys. Sounds like it's coming from the bedroom.
Is there
right.
a window?
There's a balcony there.
There's a balcony in the next room over, so we're going
No,
to
I meant
get
like where we're at. A
No,
window?
there's no
anything?
windows.
This room is completely enclosed. This room looks like it's almost set up like a vault. There is one way in and one way out. The creaking is getting louder.
Get behind the door.
I'm gonna get behind the door that leads
And where
out
do you
into the
get?
room.
Behind the other side of the door.
So there's fire right there. There's literally, you have the door. If he gets on this side of the door, right here is a brazier.
Yeah.
But you said it doesn't give off any heat.
No, it doesn't. But you're standing literally in light.
If I stand below it,
If
I'd
something
be avoiding.
walked into the room, it would immediately see you.
Behind the
So you
desk.
both want to get over here, or
Yeah.
so you're both over here?
Hi.
Okay. That creaking grows louder. Now, this door is weighted, and while you were searching this room, the door closed. You hear a click, and the door slowly begins to open, looking like something pushes it. You can hear the clinking of what sounds like jewelry against the wood, and you can hear as this creature on all fours enters the room.
Should have taken me with you, but no.
I
Don't
need
trust
self
Finn.
checks from both of you, please.
Yeah.
Give me my bear!
Finn could have teleported us out, but we don't trust
With the
Finn.
bear!
Well, that's not good. but it's still, you know.
So handsome.
Oh,
Look
actually,
at
I need 2 concentration checks from you real quick, please.
it. Look how pretty
Yeah,
it
I
is.
guess you forgot about
I
that.
know.
18?
you're
That one's
Okay,
successful.
and
That's
another one.
literally greater than 10. Or 10 or greater, or is it greater than 10?
16.
Okay. You are still concentrating on your pass without a trace.
Which I'll still take that 2 that I had for the stealth, which
pretty
makes
sure-
it a 29.
Pretty sure that I'm not under its effects anymore, unfortunately.
No, you are.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
still
are.
are.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're within range of me.
In that case, it's 13, 23 plus 4, 27.
27? Oh, we're fucking 26. This giant owlbear with a collar around its neck, with a jewel that opens any locked door that he comes to into this place. You guys don't know this, but every lock within this place is magical and reacts to that. And this is basically the giant guard dog of this place.
Get it! Get it! Get it!
As it moves into the room, you guys are hiding in the deepest shadows of it. It looks right at the two of you. Its eyes pass over, those black, deep black eyes pass right over you as it looks, and then turns to the left to the smell of the chlorine gas and makes its way over there. You see it come up on its hind legs next to the door, take a few steps forward, and you hear that door click. The door next to you slowly begins to swing closed.
Can we
Out we
sneak
go.
out?
Out we go.
Start to move up. As you guys start to move out, you hear a smash. And the door is ripped from its hinges by a giant angry guard owlbear.
What, this door?
Yes. With that, the pretense of sneaking out is gone. As after that happens, you can hear it coming on that wood, coming back down where you all are headed.
Yeah.
Now that it's picked up your scent. You now are within her room. What are you all doing?
Yeah, we're jumping out the window. I'm grabbing
Straight
him
to the
and
window.
straight to the window. Out we go. Poof!
Okay, so you run, you jump out, you grab him. I need an athletics check from you, please.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
no
you do.
way.
Arnos?
Why is your animal
yes, you
handling
do.
only plus
That's
4?
a
It
natural
should be
1 for
higher.
You're gonna fucking die! Hey, that is a total of a 11, bitch! Shut up!
As you run and jump out of the balcony, you feel Arnos come up, unfurl his wings. You feel his arms and legs grab you. He jumps out with you, and as your weight comes against his hands and feet, you slip out of his grasp.
Die further!
As you are falling,
Where's my bear?
I raise a wine glass to the shooting star from the tree.
you fall 70 feet
Oh, Jesus!
before you hit the first branch.
Fuck me.
You know,
Now-
I can only bring him back so many times.
I'll keep that in mind.
At this point,
If he hits the ground, that's $5,000 I can't lend you.
You okay?
I can live.
They're root for life. Root for life.
They have them trained to be
you
guard
take
puppies.
37 halved, so you take 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Uh-huh.
I
Still alive.
need an athletics or acrobatics check from you
I think his acrobatics is higher.
to attempt to grab onto the branch and hold onto it.
Naturally.
19 plus.
You're
It's acrobatics, I think, is the better one. Yes, plus 12.
As
Grand for
you jump out the window, holding on to parry, and he slips out of your grasp,
31.
you have that sinking feeling in your stomach. And
How many is
you
there?
hear the smash much faster than what you would expect, him falling as far as he is. And as you look down with your dark vision, you can barely see just at the extent of your vision, Perry hit this branch full on in the stomach. All the air leaves his body.
Oh god, I've killed him!
He
Oh
wraps
wait.
his arms around it and just slides down. Now hanging with his arms over it, you just hear a
Zombie Man.
I'll take a moment to dive down there. We've got to go find a lake to drop in.
at this point, as you start flying down, there's a shadow behind you.
Oh,
You
Jesus!
gotta be bloody
As you
kidding me.
my
turn
puppy.
and look behind you, you see the owlbear with its paws on the balcony, its head over, and it's just looking for something. Doesn't seem to see you, but you can see this thing. You can hear its breathing from where you are.
I am a
Even
leaf on the
over-
wind.
there-
I am a shadow in the night. Let's fucking do this.
Even
Don't say the
over
leaf on the
the
wind.
wind ripping
I
past
know, right?
your ears, you can still
Doesn't
hear its
depend.
breathing.
It's like a big pit bull.
Angry.
I need another athletics check.
It's so angry.
Don't fuck it up.
I know, right? That is a 17.
This time, as he takes hold of you, you got me?
Yes, let's go find a lake to cool those bruised ribs.
Yeah, please.
Shattered ribs.
You all lay down. I would like a stealth check from both of you.
I'm gonna see about-
and I need you to roll another concentration check.
2. Fail
Two?
that.
So you no longer have Pass Without a Trace.
Be nice, you piece of shit.
Oi.
That is a 23.
That
They get
is a
pounced on by
20.
an owlbear.
You all get down. You don't think anybody notices you as you nonchalantly make your way to the party.
No, I'm not nonchalantly making my way near something.
So where are you
someone.
headed?
I'm heading to a pond to wash the stank off me. He
Okay.
said it smelled of
If
egg
you do
shit,
stink-
rotten eggs.
Pretty bad.
I don't need to
I
be
go with
reeking of the person's trap whom I'm going to be near.
So what I want you guys to do for me, please, is I want you guys to go ahead and just roll a death saving throw for me, please, to see if you can get it off with a single.
A death saving throw, so a
Yes,
50
just a 50-50.
17.
That's a 15.
Okay, so you both pretty well. You pull out a bar of soap, Arnos, that you've had for a while. It's basically just a brick of lye, and you scrub yourself
It
as hard
burns
as you
so
can.
good!
I managed to get the chlorine sent off of you. As you both are doing this in a pond of freezing cold water,
Just
I don't
wait.
feel it.
you hear giggling behind you.
Well,
Enjoying
Nah.
the view.
unfortunately, that's not an urge that I can indulge lest someone get killed. Besides, the only one I've got eyes for is Elida.
So what do you do?
I launched myself.
Continue scrubbing and washing off the armor. Wait, what is
feel-
watching us?
So you look back.
I do look back.
You see once again very naked Alita
Oh,
standing, leaning next to a tree with her arms crossed, staring at the both of you with a giant smirk on her face.
traps, and traps galore. What can I say?
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't be a favor now, would it, love?
No, it wouldn't.
Could you maybe do something? Oh,
I can. Leave.
okay.
You, still soaking wet, grab your clothing and walk off into the. There is now a little bit of frost coating the entirety of this forest.
Oh God.
It hasn't snowed yet, but it looks like it could at any point as that rain has turned into just tiny little balls of frost that just slowly, gently falling down.
You got dismissed, lad. Leave.
You're
You
interrupting
turn
their
over
mating
your
ritual.
side. The water doesn't feel as cold once she enters it with you.
Of course
my.
not. She wouldn't touch cold water unless she really wanted
Does
to.
he have like tail feathers and stuff? Does he like go like
So, coming back
and like?
to the group,
Mhm. Water warms up. Poof. There you go.
you all have yourselves a few drinks, a nice meal, and prepare yourselves for your conversation with Olean.
Preparing to buy an
Do you
owlbear.
guys know what question you are going to ask? For you all are informed that your collective can ask a question.
A question.
A question.
A question.
Well, I assume that I don't get to ask the question I want to ask, so.
I will go ahead and have you guys think about what question you're going to ask, because we're going to call it here tonight. It's after 11 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and call it here for tonight.
Just before I forget, when Perry gets back, Flynn's going to be polishing the winged boots and smiling at him.
Yes!
You know, honestly,
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here at Dice and Dudes. I hope you guys enjoyed this game section with a bit of a heist as well as a bar fight and some character interactions and some heart-to-hearts and
Nick going crazy over
overall,
an owl there.
Yeah, no,
great
right?
session, guys. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a blast, man.
I'm
Thank
following
you.
next
Next
week. I'll
week.
pay for that bear.
Once again, we'll be back next Wednesday at the same bat time and same bat channel. We're going to continue with our 3-camera setup. I think
Yeah.
this worked out pretty well, and I think it's
I'm telling
nice
him
to
bless
see
you.
the faces of the players for a change. Once again, Patsy, we'd like to wish you a happy birthday, and we hope you'll tune in next week. Remember, everyone, love each other, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.